Hey, we're back, ladies and gentlemen, alive and kicking from Las Vegas. We're back in the studios, and if that is the third co-host today, as soon as we start, right away, my dog is live on air. This is how bad we are right now. Out of whack, out of tune. This is Critically Dead. I'm one of your hosts, RJ. Sitting across from me, of course, is the man, the myth, Rooster.
What's up?
So we made it back to Chicago.
Yeah, safe and sound.
Safe and sound. Chicago Midway Airport. Tested our patience.
Yeah, it's such a shit show over there.
I've never flown into Chicago. Midway, at least, I should say.
Okay.
It's dark, dreary, rainy.
Dark, dreary, rainy. Yes.
A reek of failure in the air.
Yeah, and it's like landing on an aircraft carrier.
Oh, man.
It is the shortest runway.
And I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
And I remember, like, looking around because I was sitting next to the groups of people we went with, and they were just, like, wide-eyed, like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I forgot had short runways. I mean, you got to pump the brakes on right off the bat.
No, there's no pumping. I think he had those things locked up as soon as he touched the ground.
And it was like, was there a little slight applause or something?
Usually there is. When you land in Midway, there's applause.
Yeah, and there's a lot of Hail Marys.
A lot of Hail Marys. A lot of people thank God, and you know.
And then you're back in Chicago. And I wrote on Twitter, it's like it's the only airspace that has fucking potholes in the sky
Everywhere.
It's amazing.
The roads, the sky. You can't get away from them.
Oh, so yeah, we'll get into Vegas here shortly, but of course we're going over episode 715 titled "Something They Need This Week." We are a little bit late, and we told you guys last week that we would be. We were just not in the energy level spirit last night, so we're still coming off. So we're here today. So thank you for being patient with us. We told you, and we should be back on track from here on out.
Yes. Well, we only have one more episode.
Well, we got to wrap up, so
yeah.
Then we got a 2-month-long break, and we'll have to talk about that when we get there.
Yeah, there's lots of things we can do on the break.
So this episode is going to be pretty loaded. We got a whole recap as usual. We got Rooster right off the bat going to be talking about his experience at Walker Stalker last Saturday.
Oh boy!
And if you follow our social media accounts, he pretty much he didn't bury the lead at all. He has a nice picture of him and the Saviors, which I didn't know if he decided to put up or not. Maybe
I haven't. I've been debating. I'm going to eventually, but there's some things I want to do first.
Okay.
So
no, that's fine.
At some point, it will be up on probably Facebook.
Okay, that's fine, and you can go check him out there. And see, he took a picture with Negan, Simon,
Dwight, and Simon. Yeah.
It was awesome, but waiting to do it. We'll let you get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
So we're gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna talk about his Walker Stalker experience. We're gonna go right into the Vegas stuff. We're not gonna try to stay there that
I don't think
much.
There's a whole lot to talk about for
Vegas. Vegas is Vegas. It was my first time.
Your first time.
Your 80th time or something like that.
A couple times, yeah, 5 or 6, yeah.
And we'll go into that. Then we'll go into recap and. We'll go into feedback as usual, and we have a shit ton of spoilers. We basically got the breakdown of the entire episode.
Nice.
So we'll go through that if you're sticking around after the spoiler music, like we have special spoiler music.
We do this week.
So, okay.
I'll figure it out. We'll have something.
And then, it's going to be a long one, folks, so strap in. We figured you guys deserve it for waiting for a couple days extra. But... let's start off with Rooster telling us your whole shenanigans over there. Tell us how why were you there? How'd you get into it? All this other stuff.
Oh man, where do you want to start?
Build it.
All right, so sometime around Christmas time, the wife got a hold of some pretty cheap tickets to go. So we were like, all right, cool, let's go check it out. Me and the family, my mother and aunts, and
was it the same mother that got hit on by the Walker from 68's version?
Yeah, and we were actually talking about that while waiting in line.
Okay,
because that's all you do there. So we decided to go. My mom got super excited and bought photo ops with the Saviors and Coral, I think. Yeah, Carl.
Really?
Yeah. So we had to deal with that. So first, upon walking in, like, you buy your tickets online. And then you immediately sit in line to wait for a bracelet. So there's no reason to really buy the tickets in advance because you're just going to sit in the same line.
Now, are these just general admission tickets, or were you stuck in line with people that were shelling out a ton of money for tickets?
No, I mean, it was just tickets in general. You weren't buying any photo ops, autographs, nothing there.
Okay.
These were just tickets to get in.
Okay.
Just to get in.
Okay.
And it wasn't even most everybody wasn't even buying tickets. Everybody had already bought them online.
Okay.
So you're literally waiting for nothing.
Okay.
Yeah. So after about a half hour of that, they let us in, and we got there. I think it opened at 10. We got there about 11.
Okay.
So we should have missed like the big rush.
Sure.
We had to wait to get into line to get in to the convention, and that line was just for no reason.
Okay.
Like, there was no reason for that line, but the guy literally stopped us, let the line go through, and it was a good 5 minutes for no reason to walk literally 20, 30 feet.
Okay.
You know, I mean, that was it. You get into the convention, and since my mom had bought the photo ops, she had to go stand in line to redeem the photo op she bought online. She had to go sit in line for about 45 minutes just to get a card that said get a photo op.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like to me right now, and part of the story is like you bought the tickets, but you're still waiting in line.
Yeah, you
Then
buy
gotta
everything
wait in
online, so you don't have to deal with it when you
Okay.
get there, but you're still dealing with it.
Okay.
All right. So she gets that taken care of. We walk around for a bit, you know, and look at the horrible vendors. There's like, they're there, but they're kind of not there.
Are they tacky vendors or some decent?
Some of them are, some were decent, some were tacky.
Okay.
I guess this time they put it in with heroes and villains.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
So we got two conventions going on.
Yeah, but it didn't seem overly crowded
Okay.
because everybody was in line. Like where the vendors were.
Okay.
When we were there all day Saturday.
Sure.
Not on our choice, but because we had to be.
The day prior to flying out for Vegas, too, no less.
Yes. Less than 24 hours before Vegas. Yeah, so the Midway where all the vendors were and everything was almost like a ghost town. If I was a vendor, I would have been furious because everybody was in line to get into a line for what they wanted. I mean, it was a shit show.
Yeah.
It was and nobody in there that was supposedly working for Walker Stalker or Heroes and Villains had any fucking clue what was going on.
And that makes me concerned. I'm wondering if they're all like this or are just Chicagoland.
I don't know if it's a Walker Stalker problem or if it's just Walker Stalker Chicago problem, but it was a problem.
Yeah. I didn't like the sounds of it while you're there. But you had said something to me that while you were in a line for Negan's or whatever, the Saviors.
Well, okay, so after all that, we walked around for a bit, and then you have to come back a half hour before your photo op to get into the line for that. And, you know, you go into that knowing you're going to be in line. That's fine. They were so disheveled. They tell everyone to be there a half hour early, but there's like 10 photo ops going on at the same time.
Sure.
So if you do find the picture of it, I tweeted it, right?
Sure.
Okay, so it was on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Go back and find it.
Yeah, the overhead aerial
that
type
was
shot.
a line of people trying to figure out what the fuck was going on.
Okay.
Those weren't lines for anything. Those were people just wanting answers to what the next step was.
So it was like a big conjuring of just like
Yeah, because they tell
nothingness.
everybody to be there a half hour early,
Okay.
you know, so you're there a half hour early, but then they line up a half hour early. So you're literally there an hour, you know.
So you're paying money to wait a lot of times.
I paid a lot of money to wait. After the photo op, it was basically closing time.
Oh.
You weren't getting autographs. You weren't getting anything else. You weren't sitting at any of the seminar things, you know, any of the cool stuff where they come out and have their Q&As or whatever. No, because you're in line the whole fucking time.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
That makes me concerned.
And I've been to other conventions, horror conventions, Comic-Con, Chicago Comic-Con, you know, and it is nothing like what I saw here.
Is it because... I'm wondering if it's because, not his fault, but Jeffrey Dean Morgan was there, causing all sorts of backups and bottlenecks?
No, 'cause, I mean, at Comic-Con you have Adam West.
Sure.
You have big names. And you have twice as many people at Comic-Con than you did at Walker Stalker.
I'm still stuck on the fact that they put, I know, Heroes and Villains.
Yeah.
There's people, I'm assuming there's convention goers that will go to Heroes and Villains because that's where they want to go.
Yeah.
Besides The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
And you said that you didn't notice much, but I can't imagine that seems like a smart move is to to do anything like that. The Walker Stalker Con I always thought was big enough to do its own thing.
It should have been, and it kind of takes away from it. So when you go to Walker Stalker, you're expecting to see basically everything Walking Dead, more horror-related type stuff, zombie-related stuff. Instead, now that Heroes and Villains is in there, you get a lot of, like, Captain fucking America.
Oh, yeah.
Iron Man,
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you get a lot of that comic book stuff. So most of the vendors were more that.
Okay.
And that's just not really something I'm into.
And
I'm not knocking it. I get it. But it's just not necessarily my thing.
They were trying to kill two birds with one stone here, and I don't like that.
And I think they killed both birds.
They were successful with the stone.
Yeah, they just threw the stones right past the bird.
You had said something to me. Well, I forgot when we talked about it, but when you were waiting in line for Negan,
yes,
which was a powerful line as it was, right?
It was. I mean, and I'll give it to because it's a separate company that does the photo ops.
Yeah.
Once you got to where you were dealing with them, it was easy.
And maybe
it was a great experience. No complaints with them.
Extremely professional versus
very,
amateur.
Very professional. Knew exactly what was going on. They were happy to explain things. Like they're like, hey, we're like 15 minutes behind. Sorry about that. Now you know.
Okay.
But
you had said something to me that you were just general admission, but you were standing with or next to people that spent like four figures.
Oh yeah, for the photo op to be like first for the photo ops.
Yeah,
and such.
first and like potential background stuff, like extra shit. But you are all like in the same area regardless.
Yeah, they didn't have like a special line.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Like
that makes me not want to pay the extra money.
Yeah, no, like there were like the VIPs.
Yeah.
And they were literally like 10 to 20 people in front of me. But the 10 to, in front of that, like between me and the VIPs was just general admission.
So no matter how much money you spent, it didn't really truly matter in that particular scenario.
Kind of not really.
Jesus.
That's
sad.
Like save all that money and just stand 12 people behind you.
And, block out a couple days worth of time.
Yeah, something.
I wonder how bad that cruise was. I wonder if that was, I mean,
if
you're
it
not
was
going
anything
anywhere.
like this, it probably never made it back.
I have a bad feeling, and I know you said it's not, you don't think it, maybe you did now, but I would never put two conventions together like that. You have to have one. That's like saying someone became unhinged and realized the Walker Stalker could be its own thing. And you're starting the Walker Stalker. Let's not kid anybody. It has other horror shows in there, like Bates Motel, and even the Breaking Bad people are in there. Mm-hmm. You got Sons of Anarchy, so it's its own entity. Why keep adding in like superheroes and villains? That shit seems dumb.
Yeah,
and are they trying to do that on purpose to try to become their own Comic-Con? I don't know. And especially the venue, I'm glad I didn't go now because Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so where we were for Walker Stalker is the same place they go for Comic-Con. It's the same building that they use Comic-Con in Chicago. Comic-Con uses the whole building.
Mm-hmm.
Walker Stalker had just like corners, like blocked off, and you could have expanded. They already paid to use the whole place, but instead of filling it, they made it tighter for some reason.
So do you think they used 25% of Comic-Con space, or what?
No, the problem is they probably only used like 75.
Okay.
But it was just really bad. Just because Comic-Con, I mean, you were walking shoulder to shoulder with people. I mean, there were clearly 2 to 3 times as many vendors, more people, all that. But it did not feel anything like this.
Did your mother get to Coral?
My aunt did.
Your aunt did?
My aunt did, yes. She said he was very nice.
What else is he going to be? A bit mean?
Yeah, right? I mean, he looks like a 16-year-old girl. So.
And who else did you see there, but you didn't get photo ops, but you saw people, like the actual characters?
Maggie was there. Most of the characters were there.
Yeah.
Herschel was there. Abraham was there.
You can actually see visibly them.
Yeah, you can see them handing out autographs.
Was it kind of surreal a little bit?
Not really. I mean, it was cool. It was cool to see them.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who else big was there? Your boy Aaron was there.
Yeah, he's pretty tall.
Yeah, pretty tall.
Yeah.
Pretty tall.
Andrew Lincoln wasn't there, though.
No. He wasn't there. Daryl wasn't there. Norman Reedus wasn't there. Trying to think. Beth was going to be there Sunday.
Gabriel there?
Gabriel was there, yeah. He was there.
And all their lines, there was no sad sack, had nobody talking to him.
Unfortunately, most of them were full, except for Enid, really had little to no line. And poor Olivia.
Oh, poor Olivia.
Yeah. I felt bad, but when I seen it, I was like, oh, I got to go get in another line to go. Or I would have got her autograph just for fun.
Oh, man, that makes me sad because then that weighs on potentially people's minds. Like, why am I even doing this? I could be trying to get more work in Hollywood.
Yeah, I would definitely wait for these people to go to a different con. I would boycott Walker Stalker altogether.
I would imagine the whole Savior stuff is probably sucking everything that way, too.
Yeah.
Like Simon, I would be like all over Simon. Like,
Simon,
hey, man,
Simon was awesome.
You said you had a good experience with him. What
yeah,
was
I mean,
you
all right,
said
so when you do
about
the photo op, you get like, it's literally like a factory. You get in, take a picture, and go. And they really don't say much to you. But he did like the whole like thanks, like slap on the back thing, and he was nice. They were crazy.
You said you got an impression off of the guy that plays Dwight.
Yeah. So Dwight looked like he wasn't very comfortable where he was.
And how do you mean by that? Like, this is your perspective. You could be wrong, but this is what you took out of it.
I'm hoping I'm wrong.
Okay.
But it seemed like he felt like he was the third wheel.
Well,
is what it looked like.
Well, standing next to Negan and Simon, it's probably that way.
It is, but I mean, it was almost visual. Like he still was there. Looked like he was having fun, but you could tell like when people would walk up, he was like further away from everybody.
Maybe because he literally, without his makeup on too, he looks somewhat normal, average, and he could be bypassed by somebody.
Yeah,
Simon is unique. Negan is unique.
Yeah. Morgan had like the beard.
Morgan
or
Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Oh yeah.
He had like bigger than Rick Beard. I don't know how.
Oh
he
yeah,
grew
in your
this
picture,
thing.
it's
Yeah,
seen that.
I don't know how he grew this thing in such a short period of time.
Well, you got to remember too. This filming was like months ago. So
no, I get it. So let's say
why is he
even
growing
if
it
they
now?
finished in what do they finish like November, December, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so November, December. I mean, this thing was full blown beard. It was almost like Duck Dynasty.
You can
beard.
see that in the picture, too.
Yeah. When I get it up there, we'll see it.
Okay. Well,
so
you're definitely going to think about going back.
Never.
I said it last time we recorded. I would like to not go to the Chicago one because maybe Chicago's a big fucking city and all of its suburbs.
It is.
People don't realize that.
It is.
But if you go to a smaller town like a Nashville or whatever, maybe you got the chance of like it being slightly toned down.
Yeah, possibly.
But I would, I live in Chicagoland. I don't want to see Chicago that much.
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
Well, this was in Rosemont, so it wasn't quite
Come on.
Chicago.
You're pulling strings.
All right. Let's get off this then.
Okay, so overall grade to that.
Overall grade to that, F-.
Wow.
Done.
Woo.
Never again.
If you can help it. Unless we're getting paid to go, which that'll never happen.
That'll never happen either, because...
we got to run around with red X's on us and shit. Watch out for these assholes.
Yeah, right?
Okay, that was, I'm sorry, but at least you got a nice picture
it happens.
out of it.
You got to do it. I mean, it was worth the experience, but it was a shit show.
Let's transition into Vegas. So we went to Vegas from Sunday to Wednesday morning.
Yes.
It was my first time there.
Yeah.
Yours 6th or 7th?
6th, 5th or 6th, somewhere around there.
I stayed at the MGM Grand. You got.
I don't want to talk about where I stayed.
We'll just call it the Trop.
The Trop. Yeah.
But it wasn't under your control.
It wasn't.
And you had to do something. You had to blow some guy or some shit.
Yeah. Still got a bad taste in my mouth of that.
And you were there. And what was funny about your situation was they didn't have Wi-Fi.
They had no Wi-Fi.
Or
I think it was like $20-$30 a day or so. It was ridiculous.
You can walk around the city and just get Wi-Fi free all the time.
You can go to random anywhere in Vegas except for the Trop and get free Wi-Fi for days.
It's amazing. And I don't know if I'm a Vegas person.
Yeah.
Now that I'm realizing
it's not necessarily for everybody.
I hate the fact that I've said this, and Rooster's heard me say this time and time again, but I'll give my impression. Like, I think TV shows and movies have given me false impressions of what. Till Sunday night when we went down the Strip, I was like fucking aggravated to no end because it's shoulder to shoulder, junk to junk. And it's got some grimy motherfuckers. It's got a shit ton of street performers that aren't that impressive anyway.
No, once in a while you'll find one that's all right.
And it's just like, you got the entire world there, and it's like, why am I here? And I'm like, why is this? And then like was it the first night or the second night? Must have been the second night we went to Paris. No, it was the first night.
It was the first night, yeah.
And, well, you stayed on the ground. I went up in the Eiffel Tower with the group we were in, my wife. That was nice.
Yeah.
Because it was quiet up there. But we looked down at the Bellagio, and we saw that, and then we wanted to get a closer look, so eventually we got down. went there, and I was like, what
to
the
the
holy
fountains.
fuck is happening here? I was like, I want to be like Danny Ocean, just have my own fucking, I want to be able to breathe down here.
Yeah.
I did not like this. It seems like this city was built on top of each other, to the point where they said, fuck sidewalks and roadways, we'll deal with it later. And I know that you suggested the monorail.
Yes.
The first day, but I was like, I don't know about that thing. I kind of want to walk. And immediately I regretted that decision because the last day we were on the monorail, and I'm like, this is like godsend to me.
Yeah.
There was a point where you and your wife weren't in this group. It was me and my wife and another.
We had to split up because I had to go.
You had to go blow the
sit
guy.
through a fucking vacation meeting.
So that's your own fault, though.
Hey, yeah, I know. We walked into that one, but it's okay.
So we started we never had In-N-Out burgers, and spoiler alert, I'm Vegas people or West Coast people, but In-N-Out burgers are just
it's
steak
just
and
a
shake
fast
here.
food burger.
It's nothing impressive,
special.
folks. But we walked past New York, and the sidewalk literally fucking ends. And it literally ends, and now you're walking on an expressway. And I'm like, fuck this town. The other female in our group, Nicole, she just lost her shit and just stopped communicating.
She just left.
And just turned around. So the other gentleman that we were with, Tim, he just had to go with her. And then, so I'm stuck with my wife and her friend that lives in town.
Yes. The NASCAR driver.
The NASCAR driver, and holy shit, that's another story for another day. So on the map it says from MGM to In-N-Out Burgers 0.7 miles. I'm like, yeah, we can do that, no problem. Holy fuck.
Yeah, it's a lie.
It's a lie straight out of the bat. Straight off the bat. And you didn't know you had to cross a major expressway onto another expressway, on foot no less.
Yes.
So here we are in the middle of New York, trying to dissect the garage, maybe, and go through some sort of arena. Like, is this worth it? And no. I pulled the trigger. I was like, nope, I'm done too.
Yeah.
I went the Nicole route, and I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah, so if you would have taken the monorail.
You
take the monorail, it's like, it's still a walk, but it's not a bad walk.
Oh, my God. This was a hot mess. I did enjoy the time. That night, we all got... No, Tim and Nicole were just...
They weren't there, yeah.
They weren't there, but we got real loosey-goosey with the MGM.
Yeah. We
at
got
the
pretty
base
wasted.
level. Yeah.
It was nice.
It was nice, but you guys had to keep walking back to the Trop, and I felt bad for that.
Yeah, and the whole reason... half the reason we told you guys to stay where you stayed is because there's a skywalk that goes from literally the front door of the Trop to the into the side of the MGM.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, that'll be fucking easy. Won't be bad at all. Nope, it's under construction. So we have to walk half a mile to a light or 3/4 of a mile around the strip, cross the strip, go across like a U shape to get back. It was horrible.
It just seems like shit was just Breaking Bad all the time.
Yeah.
For me, at least. But I had some fun. I think if I had to do it over again, I wouldn't dive deep into the deep end of the ocean.
Well, I think one is we went on spring break, which was probably not the best idea, but it was unavoidable.
Yeah.
That's why you had so many people. Usually Sunday night, there's some people there. All right. But usually when you go on Monday, it's a ghost town.
Well, my view was to completely disagree with you.
Understandable.
And the MGM Grand is designed, and I was reading reviews online, it's designed like a fucking walrus's asshole.
Yeah.
It's so big and it's so disorganized. You're just walking around not realizing.
Just aimlessly. What was it? The Tuesday night. You guys had already been there 2-3 nights at this point. And we walked down one hallway. You're like, we've never seen this.
Yeah.
We argued the whole day before. I'm like, there's a bar with you guys. And it looked pretty fun. And you guys that bar's not there. You must have seen it somewhere else.
I was flabbergasted. You kept on finding new and new corridors to walk. And it's here's my point of view. Why stay at a massive resort? And they call it a resort.
Yeah.
Just to leave it and go experience the town.
You don't have to leave it.
Well, I'm saying that's what I mean.
Yeah.
You might as well stay at a regular ass hotel. Go to the Hampton Inn or Motel 6.
You could have stayed at the Trop. I would have gladly traded with you.
You said the whole place smelled like chlorine.
It smells like chlorine. All those older Vegas hotels, they have a stench to them.
I'm just saying. And it was an experience, and I'm glad I did it and got off the bucket list. If I never go back, I'll be fine. But I would need to have some sort of...
Yeah.
Something broken down into segments on a piece of paper. This is
we're
what
doing
we're doing.
This, we're doing that. Yeah. Well, it seemed like you started warming up to it.
I did,
by about Tuesday.
Because
so
I started getting my bearings. Holy shit.
I think if we had stayed there another day or two, I think you might have had a different idea.
And who's rich enough in our world to be hanging out there for a week?
You can. You just gotta
drink
avoid
water.
Wolfgang Puck and all that.
I liked Wolfgang.
Yeah, I didn't eat with you guys at Wolfgang at that point.
It was good.
You
and it
guys
was
blew all
reasonable.
my meal budget the first day.
I didn't do that.
I'm joking.
So that's what we did. There's Rooster threw up a bunch of social media posts. We went on a machine gun experience, they called it, and we got to fire all sorts of cool assault rifles.
Crazy automatic weapens.
Yeah, it was a good time.
It was good. We need all those for the quarry.
That's what we're just practicing, really.
It was it. That was
the
it.
M249 saw. Oh. I think it's 249.
The saw.
The saw.
Just look it up.
And it was badass. There's a video of both of us shooting.
Yeah.
So
I'll put more if you want, but I just put the basics up there.
Yeah. So we did that, and that was a good time. That was the most organized thing ever. Like, the shuttle bus was free, came and got us.
Yeah.
Black and red van with a machine gun on the side.
It was
thank
hard
you.
to miss.
We thought we were going to be there a few hours. We're back like just over an hour.
I think it was like an hour and a half.
Yeah,
from
max.
pickup to drop off. It was
like,
easy.
This is the
great.
cleanest thing ever.
Yeah, what was that? The machine gun experience?
The machine gun experience.
Yeah,
We
definitely. If you're going out there, do that one.
Yeah, that was a good time. I think after that, I started to that was the next day after the part. No.
That was Tuesday we did that. That was like our last day.
Yeah. So Monday night, we got really fucking weird. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. That's that. So we might go into that further as we go along. If people got questions or comments about that, of course, let us know. If you live in Vegas and you didn't get a hold of us, we're salted.
We are.
Oh, I got to see Hoover Dam, too.
You did. I missed out on that because I had a
And that place was
vacation
somewhat of a
meeting.
shit show.
Was it?
Yeah. I mean, crowded.
Yeah.
Crowded.
See, I think it was just going on spring break.
You people say, then I was like, well, can we go in the middle of winter? Oh, we got this traffic. Like, when is a good time to go
Who
to
said
this
you couldn't
motherfucker?
go in the middle of winter?
I'm just saying. There's
I'll
always
go.
some sort of excuse.
No, I'm down. I just don't want to go in the middle of summer.
No, we can deal with our own temperature problems here.
Yeah.
So let's jump right into this bitch.
All right, what are we jumping into?
This was hard. I started watching fragments of this episode while in the hotel room on the iPad, and I was getting pulled left and right to get up and go. So I started watching fragments. I finally got through an episode, and then got through the second watch when we got home.
Yeah, so I thought I had it covered because I'm recording it on my DVR at home, right? And my cable company lets me, if it's on my DVR, I can download it.
Yeah.
And it's there for like a month. So I'm like, this is great. I'll watch it one night. On the way home, I'm going to watch it again, take notes, hell, maybe even watch it again and be really, really walking into this. Yeah, no, my DVR recorded 16 minutes of it. So I'm really good with the first 16 minutes. And then I had to watch it fragmented. And then finally I just gave up and I watched it last night and this morning.
Okay. Yeah, this is, I guess, when you get Vegas thrown in there, all sorts of fucking wrenches start thrown into the gears.
It was, I'm still off.
Yeah, so am I, and we're 30 minutes in almost, and we haven't even
already.
got to
We haven't even talked about it.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
let's get a letter grade for Vegas for you this trip.
Letter grade for this trip of Vegas, I'm gonna go with a solid BB plus.
Okay.
I wish I would have stayed a little longer. We should have made you do some other things that maybe you would have enjoyed.
Made me do other things.
Yeah, made you do a few
fuckers
things.
made me do a lot of things.
You didn't do anything.
I disagree. I must have walked all the way to Cambodia and back.
What was your letter grade?
C minus.
C minus.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, like I said, I don't want to get thrown, literally my first time. It's like being a little kid and your dad throws you in the fucking deepest part of the lake. It's paddle, motherfucker, paddle. It's like,
exactly.
I was like, I wanted something. I'm the type of guy that needs to be ramped up into it, a progressive.
Yeah. I think the next time you would probably be at a C plus B minus level. I think you would.
That's weird to aim for, too.
Yeah. Well, when we were sitting there eating breakfast at the airport yesterday. So Sunday, you're like, fuck this place. I'm never coming back. Monday, you're like, ugh. Like, there's no words for it. Tuesday, you're like, it's not terrible. And then by the time we were eating breakfast yesterday, waiting for the plane, you were like, I would come back here. You were hesitant to say it, but you did say it.
I did say
point,
it.
You would come back.
Now that I figured all the fucking formulas.
Yes.
And I understood what was going on. Because there was a point where we went to the Flamingo, because that was my wife's mother's favorite place, and we had to meet up with the girls after the machine gun experience.
Yeah.
And I realized something. It's like, and I could be wrong, and I'm sure a lot of Las Vegas veterans probably disagree, but in my perspective, MGM Grand is at the far end of the strip, obviously, south side.
Yeah, mid-far.
So you have to literally walk a shit ton whatever way you want to go.
Yeah.
Some of it, most of it.
Yeah.
Where we were at the In-N-Out, where the Link and the Flamingo and whatever the nicer one, that little general area.
Yeah. So you're up past Bellagio.
I need to be centralized so that I can like sprawl out. Like you come out of the MGM, you got nothing but street and fucking street and street just to walk.
Yeah,
You have New York.
There's a huge gap from MGM if you're going north.
And I would
if
think
you're going north from MGM, there's a huge gap until you hit Planet Hollywood.
Yeah,
which would be the next casino. But then after that, it's like boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I need to be involved because I was like, I'm going on this trip. I'm just following everybody's lead, and I didn't realize you were all Michael Phelps type swimmers. And I'm like, holy fuck, I'm dog paddling here. So I need to like be a part of the fucking process now. I'm like, no, I understand what you're saying here.
Yeah.
I nixed that.
Yes.
I think we're gonna go.
Yes.
I need a hotel that's not as maybe big and just where I can escape a little bit.
You should have stayed at the Tropicana then. I mean, the
Fuck
Trop.
that.
The Trop.
It sounded like horribleness.
It was fucking
And
terrible.
again, Trop is like the far end of the ocean again.
It
it's
is.
all the way to the south.
I personally like
you had a
staying
nice
on that
view
side
of the fucking airport.
I did. Well, you had a view of Hooters.
Yeah, Hooters. And a nice, like, looking down at, like, light bulbs that shot green lasers into the room at night. It's like, Jesus Christ. Am I being punked here?
So can I ask
Where's
you-
Ashton Kutcher?
I have a question for you, and I didn't ask you this in Vegas at all.
Okay, because you're probably scared of the answer.
No. So when you first got there,
Okay.
when you seen the buildings and all,
On a plane or once we...
once we landed and we started walking,
Yeah.
did you think Vegas was that big?
No.
Okay.
I did know that shit was on top of each other.
Yes.
I knew that. Like, but it was more... I mean... I knew I was in trouble on the shuttle bus away from the airport. It's an 8-lane highway, and you got like little tiny houses on the side of it.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, who wants to live there? And I'm thinking like, this is an 8-lane highway heading into this fucking town. Like,
yeah. And it just funnels.
And it just funnels down into a bottleneck. And then I'm thinking like, this place might rival Chicagoland fucking roadways here. Like, holy fuck, this is vacation? And then I got out of the shuttle bus and I got in like, ooh, MGM, this is it. Then I got whacked across the face with nothing but sound and...
It is loud in there.
And
You
it's
brought
like-
that up, and then when we got back to the Trop, where there's like 12 people staying,
Yeah.
we walked in and it was like silent.
And
You
that's
heard
what I
like
need.
some machines, but that was about it. So you would probably be more geared towards something like that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not staying at the Trop. I'm not having that experience, so stop pushing it.
Do it. I think you should.
You must be a member now because you're trying to push shit on me. What I'm saying is... I need like a quieter atmosphere. I don't care if there's some gambling or whatever, but
Yeah.
MGM was an animal, I'm assuming.
It is. Compared to most of them over on that side of the strip, it is more of an animal.
I had a fun time when that night we got all fucked up and everybody's like sitting down drinking. There's some gambling around. Like that
Yeah.
was me. I'm an outlier.
That's usually what
So
I do
that's how I am.
the whole time I'm there. We usually just roam around aimlessly, find a bar, have a couple drinks, start moving around. We never go out there with a purpose. We just walk around and just drink a little bit.
Yeah. So
Should we do this?
we need to do this. Hit that light up a little
You
bit.
want that light up?
Yeah. All right. Perfect. 'Cause
All right, we can read now.
We're gonna be
It's
fighting
storming.
with storming. This podcast is destined to fail. We're already 30-something minutes in, and we haven't even talked about The Walking Dead. So, what do you give this letter grade?
I think I'm about a B.
Yeah, I'm a B plus
Yeah, I could go with you on that.
because it's Walking Dead. Like I say every week, it has its fucking problems, and I do have
It
some.
does. Yeah. The big problem.
But this week, it seemed like some other crew came in here and did some shit.
I think so. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot that I disliked. I think it ran flat at times, but I don't think there was much I really disliked.
It was directed by Michael Slovis, and if you don't know that name, that's a guy from Breaking Bad of all places. Like I think
Okay.
he had something to do with the director of photography.
Okay.
So he had something. I don't know if this is his first directorial thing, but I'm not saying he did a great job. But I'm just saying, like, for some reason he's over here. Maybe he's wetting his whistle or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was written by Corey Reed, which we've heard of in the
I've
past.
heard them, yeah.
And 10.54 mil.
Oof.
So it's staying in that 10 range.
Staying right around there. It'll be interesting to see what next week does. The
And
season finale.
it looks like we're heading into All Out War.
Yeah.
And it took fucking 15 episodes. And this is what a lot of people bitching
It
about
really did.
online.
Yeah. I mean, they couldn't go like 3 episodes of war.
No,
You know.
this is Walking Dead, man.
I know.
This is the problem, right? It's too many episodes.
It is.
And
I
fucking
think at this
shitty
point,
writing.
A 10 episode this season might have been great.
I did like Negan.
Yeah.
His toned down, whispery Negan. I did like that.
Yeah.
It seemed like he was more villainous.
Mm-hmm.
I question why he even trusts Eugene. And I have a problem with Eugene too.
Yeah, well, I don't know if I do.
I understand they want to lean on his cowardness.
Yeah.
But you've already shown him do like the set off in the sunset with the RV.
Yeah.
You've seen him muscle up to go fight the herd in Alexandria.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're backtracking back into coward level.
Well, he covers that.
I don't care for him anymore. And
all right.
I'm assuming he's just a straight up coward.
Yeah.
He can just die, and they're just keeping him around for
he
the
actor.
actor.
Admits it, so
it's just frustrating to see.
Maybe
the only way they're going to ever redeem him is if he comes and does like a self-sacrificing thing.
That's about the only way at this point.
I have a problem with Sasha.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Basically, Sasha and Rosita last week, they did the 9-day fast-forward shit from Fear of the Walking Dead. We didn't see
it.
The conversation Rosita had with Dwight. You know, is that really Daryl in the shadow? No, it's Dwight. We all knew it.
Yeah, we don't find this out till the end of this episode.
But she has him in a prison or fucking whatever, and that's fine. But Sasha went gun blazing in there like an ass. Let's say it. She's an asshole for doing that type of stunt.
Yeah.
But now she's in the cell. So, like, how do we know? How many did she get? How many did she didn't
Did
get?
she get 4 to 5? Did she get 1? Did she...
I felt shortchanged on that a little bit.
No, I agree with you.
Oceanside, I don't care for these people. I really don't.
I don't either. Yeah,
that's sea level bullshit there.
It
to
is.
me.
I enjoyed when they got together and they had to like team up.
Oh, you talking about like the Walker? Okay,
yeah,
no,
that was all right. But
okay, all right. I got 3 things on that alone.
I know you do.
It's some sad shit going on there. We'll put this out to the listeners. I didn't dig that deeply. We just haven't had any time. But Rapey Davy. Was that the same guy with Enid outside the cellar door? It looked like him. It
could be. I don't remember what he looks like personally, but I'm not going to shut it down and say no.
Yeah,
it could very well be.
It was one of those brown-haired guy with a slight, overgrown beard.
Was it Green Balloons?
I don't think so. Green Balloons was the guy that was attacking people, or Rick and Aaron when he came back, I think.
Okay.
I think they're leaning on some rapey shit.
Yeah.
And again, Negan's problem is like he doesn't advocate fucking rape, but as long as you marry him.
Yeah, he can have 12 wives forcefully.
Either you can marry me and have sex, or I'll kill your husband.
Yeah.
So it's in his mind a slight rapey feel. I don't know.
Very strange.
So let's just jump right into it.
All right. So the crew's heading out to Oceanside. We see some barnacle walkers.
Which were the coolest walkers?
They were pretty cool.
I don't understand why they're not falling apart. We're hanging out in the ocean this whole time.
They were very Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's the only thing that came to mind.
Yeah. But it was cool.
It was cool, and someone by the name of Nicotero must have ran around set that day with a heart on.
He had to have.
And they did, like you said earlier before we recorded, they had that picture of the boat in the background.
Yeah.
So is this a slight nod to
as soon
Pirates?
as I seen that boat, I started thinking about Fear.
Oh, God.
I was terrified from the first 3 seconds of this show.
You were in trouble.
I was in trouble. I was like, God, it's never going to get dark. I thought I was watching the wrong show for a minute. I was scared.
This is another,
But then I realized Fear doesn't have walkers, so I was still watching The Walking Dead.
Yeah, I don't know.
Enid asks Carl if he thinks about people he's killed. We hear Tara telling Rick about Oceanside. And that's about it.
Yeah, and this is overlaid by our group of people that are setting up a trap.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's that part. Like we see, is this where we see Tobin out in the field?
Yeah, Tobin,
Eric out in the field. We see that random black gentleman that got injured last year.
Yeah,
he was there.
Yeah,
he's upright and walking, and we couldn't decide if that black-haired, short-haired lady was Alexandrian.
I think she's Alexandrian.
All of a sudden,
yeah,
we brought out the red coats for this.
We did.
Red shirts, I should say.
So there's nobody at Alexandria right now.
My question is, who the fuck is watching Judith?
Exactly.
Has Judith got a gun on someone's backpack that we don't see?
She just might be hanging out in Gabe's back, like in a baby Bjorn.
These are questions that we have here at The Walking Dead.
It is.
And like all the people that Rick trusts are here. So who's trusted to watch Judith back at town?
Yeah. It's strange.
I'm pretty sure she's up on the fucking perch over the gate, just holding the gun, just watching.
Oh, definitely. I'm telling you, they had a chance to get rid of Baby Judith, and they failed.
They failed, and now it's like one of those things that people like us and people that are critical of it is like, what about this kid?
Yeah, right?
Kid's already shaving legs already. I mean, what the fuck?
So Maggie gives gardening lessons to a Hilltopian.
Man bun.
Yeah, man bun Hilltopian at that.
Unbelievable. They didn't have man buns back in 2010, right?
No.
At least it wasn't.
Well,
it wasn't in the culture.
It would have been even worse. She has him take over while she gets Blueberry Bush, and then Gregory kind of overhears this.
Yeah, I mean, Gregory, like I said, he's just a straight up politician.
That's
it.
That's it.
Because people are asking online, how's this guy even in charge?
Yeah.
You know, and that, you got to ask those type of questions. Like, he's just a con man, and now it's starting to be exposed because of what Maggie is.
Yeah, exactly. Rick and Michonne talk game plan while she climbs a tree. Aaron and Eric talk about killing saviors. Eric is there, but he's kind of not happy about it. Jesus tells Daryl he should have stopped Sasha and Rosita. Daryl thinks they'll be fine.
I wasn't even listening to the Daryl Jesus because I was looking at the coiled wire that
I was too.
Clearly is not, and these actors don't know what the fuck they're doing.
No.
This is straight up wire from Menards.
Yeah.
Like, it's all coiled up and shit.
Yeah,
And it's like, this is not a good trap, people.
No.
And he's got it wrapped around his arm like that. Fun fact, you don't do that with extension cords or even that type of coil. Because that you see that coil, that's what you get.
Yeah.
And it's not hidden. It's just really shitty and tacky. Like,
and it was like bright white.
Some prop master just shit the bed here this week.
Yeah.
On that. I don't know. I look at that shit, but I do enjoy seeing the groups. Like, again, Tobin, the random black guy, the black-haired girl. Like, okay, they must be on board with whatever these plans are.
Yeah.
So apparently Rick or someone else must have detailed conversations on what their deal. Like, we just have to fill in the pieces, I guess.
Yep, that's all you get to do. So, creepy Dave, he almost rapes Sasha, but Negan walks in just in time. Negan finds his behavior unacceptable and kills him. Negan has someone grab Sasha a t-shirt. Then he remembers her from that night, where Glenn and Abe didn't make it out of. He tells her she has big lady nuts. Wonders if Rick put her up to it. He gives her the knife and then 3 options. She could try to kill herself, a Walker or Davy, or Walker Davy, and join the cause. He tells her to take some time and think it over, and that he's not a monster. This was a very odd scene. I was very uncomfortable with the first part of it.
Like I said earlier, I like Negan's. This type of Negan is better.
Yes,
me.
Yes.
Very more creepy. More serious. But you left that damn fucking Rambo knife in that room with her, and he was dumb enough to walk back in the second time, first person in the door. She had a shot there, right?
Well, I think when he walked in, he's seen it in Davy's head. I don't think he barged in.
But she could have got him.
She could have at least tried.
Yeah. This is a miscalculation. I don't like what they did to Sasha here.
No.
I don't.
I think it was just unnecessary.
It's very unnecessary, and this makes Negan look dumb, ultimately. Like, why is he so hardcore trying to get fucking... These people... Rick's group is proven time and time again that on a good day, Rick hates what he has to do for Negan. On a bad day, this shit's happening, right?
Yeah.
Why is even Negan doing this type of shit? Why?
I don't get it.
Why does he just go in there and just kill them all and be done with it? This is the type of questions that are being asked right now.
Yeah, because they're not producing much for him.
That we have seen. I'm assuming they got some MREs off of him this time around.
Well, yeah.
Because time has passed.
Yeah,
I think.
Who knows?
So this is another one of those steps that makes Negan look dumb, and we're supposed to be scared of the guy. We're supposed to be invested in him, and this is completely backfired on Gimple and AMC, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. You can only trade so much on Jeffrey Dean Morgan and his delivery, but, like, damn, man, he looks like an idiot. Mm-hmm. I hate to say it, but Governor was more sadistic and...
Yeah. And that shouldn't
I didn't like the Governor at all, but I think we might have to see a backstory to see how fucked up this guy was. If Negan wasn't a fucking stage clown or something, or a mime in his former life, Like just
He might have been
totally
Insurance
boiling
salesman.
over. Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? So Eugene brings Sasha some creature comforts. He tells her he should take Negan's offer. He thought he could be brave when he took the RV, but he was terrified that night in the circle, and that's why he's still so scared and why he took the offer. He continues to try to get her to join. She sends him away, and Rapey Dave starts to turn.
The Rapey Dave thing was pretty creepy, right?
It was.
I'm not the Walker part of it.
No.
Like, he says to her, tell me how thirsty you are. That's pretty fucking weird.
That was creepy.
And I think he set the tone. I heard some people online was just like, like, this is cheap. Or it's like, no, for me, it hit the mark.
Yeah, no, I think that's why I was so uncomfortable with it, is because it actually hit the mark.
And if I'm trying to, like, try to build Negan up in my mind, is like maybe he knows most of his guys are dipshits and he needs, like, serious fighters like Rick's group. Why not, like, do a better job selling yourself then? I mean, I don't know. And that's the problem that we have.
I think he still wants to rule with the fear, too.
He does.
You know.
But, like, you got Rapey Dave running around. You got a person like Dwight that's been festering underneath the surface for a while, and you gave him all sorts of
He's turned on him how many times now?
It makes Negan dumb.
It does.
You got Eugene running around. I mean, Adam J. was texting me today, and he was wondering about Eugene and stuff like that. And my mind reconciles that Negan realizes Eugene is just a straight-up coward.
Mm-hmm.
In Negan's mind, Eugene is just not ballsy enough to take a shot at Negan or anything.
And he's somewhat resourceful.
He's somewhat resourceful, and that's it. And he's like, we would all have a problem if Negan somehow turned Rick into like a fucking guard duty guy or something. Eugene is just a straight up puppy dog that's scared of him, and I think that's where that comes from. If I have to give them credit,
yeah.
Oddly enough, my opinion is. Negan is a bad judge of character for everybody but Eugene.
Yeah. He's the only one that's smart.
And so if Eugene has a redemption, it'll come from him the most because in my mind, Negan judged him the best way because I recognize he's a coward. He's a little kid and he's kind of goofy and he ain't going to ever take a gun to me or a knife to me. Mm-hmm. So the redemption would be Eugene.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'm hoping, because who wants to watch him on the inside being scared all the time?
Yeah, I'm over that.
So
I liked his one-liners at Alexandria.
Yeah.
But now this Eugene kind of blows.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. And
no.
But if I were to build up Negan, I think that's what they're trying to say.
Yeah,
ultimately.
I hear you. So Maggie's out digging up the bush. Gregory joins her to talk. He acts like he is concerned about her. He wants to know why she's still at Hilltop. He tells her they need to be united front. She has him watch her back. It looks like for a second he might try to kill her, but he doesn't have it in him. He sees a walker, freaks out, tries to kill it, but fails miserably. Maggie has to kill it. Then he gets attacked by a ninja walker.
Ninja walker. We haven't had one of those in a minute.
Yeah, so Maggie has to save him. So some Hilltopians see it, and Maggie tells them he hasn't killed a walker before. And they're all like, well, that's news to us.
Yeah, he just popped his cherry.
Yeah, so he must have been lying about that too,
and
right?
He technically didn't kill it, either one of them.
Yeah.
I just had I know it's just me saying it, but like she was taking all sorts of efforts of trying to get that bush out of the ground.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just a little...
It's a little bush. It has not that big of a root structure yet.
No, it wasn't even like a sap. It was just... It was bad.
It's questionable, and it was just some cheap thing to do. Show me a bigger bush, and fine. Yeah. Show me a bigger bush. But I felt that Gregory, this situation was right for his character.
Yeah.
This thing was. Maggie struggling with the first walker in the background was kind of odd.
It was.
She like tried to push. Usually you see them walk up and do like stick real quick.
Yeah.
And just walk away.
Yeah.
But she was back there.
She was struggling. Did she get rusty?
I don't know.
I seen that. I was like, why is she struggling?
Just to buy Gregory time to get attacked by a ninja walker.
I guess.
It's dumb.
But she could have easily gone a few steps further, taken it out, turned around, and he was getting attacked.
He wouldn't have gotten attacked if she was already like not wrestling with the other one.
Yeah.
Some reason she decided to go fisticuffs with the fucking Walker.
It was strange. Oh, man. So here's the big one. LaTanya's held at gunpoint by Tara. She's searching her when Cindy... I can never remember this girl's name. It's Cindy, right?
The granddaughter?
Yeah.
Cindy with the
Cindy.
C.
Okay.
Yeah, Cindy.
It always sounds weird when they say it. Anyway.
Yeah. How many
Sometimes
Cindys
it sounds
do you know?
like Cindy, Sydney.
Sydney?
Yeah.
I think it's Sydney, and it's spelled a weird way, like S-Y-N-D-I-E.
Yeah, so I'm just going to call her Cindy.
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 Yeah.
She walks in. She tries talking, Tara tries talking them to join the fight against the Saviors. She says they are taking their guns either way. Cindy thinks they should talk to Rick, but the time is up. Explosions start going off. Two of the ladies run to Arsenal, but they're stopped. All right, you want to cover that from there? Because this is a long one.
She's horrible at keeping anybody at gunpoint, I thought. Like, this is just
horrible.
shitty. Fucking.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, Adam J. over from Shed on TV said that while he was texting me, I think he said it best, like, Tara is a horrible character, right? I've said it from day one.
Yeah.
And she's a bad actress.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't help that she gets shitty lines to say, but on a good show, this type of acting would be better with better writing. It'd be hidden more.
Yeah.
But this shit is just straight up bad.
It is rough.
And I don't know who she knows on the production staff that got her in this job, but it's terrible. And then later on, Tara is saying weird shit and it's delivered all wrong. It's odd.
Yeah.
And I know I joke most of the time about Tara and like fist bump and all that other shit, but this shit was just I absolutely can't stand it. Like she must know somebody. She's related to somebody besides
Hyde from
but
the 70s show.
It's just poor. And
No,
her
I agree.
gun was up and down and like I don't know.
It was sloppy.
It was just fucking sloppy. And I don't know. I this type of shit bothers me because it's easy fixes again.
Yeah.
It's easy fixes.
I agree. She was actually at Walker Stalker. She had a pretty big line,
Fuck
surprisingly.
that. I would yell at every single
Hers
person
was like
in
the
line.
same size as Abe's. It was crazy.
I bet.
It was crazy. So LaTanya gets the jump on Tara. Tara hands her empty gun, and then the Alexandrians round up the whole group. LaTanya has Tara as a hostage. Rick tries talking to her. He wants the guns or he'll kill him. They all go round and round about fighting the Saviors. Some want to join, some don't. LaTanya goes a little crazy, and I think she was just about to kill Tara to do everyone a favor, but then those damn walkers came.
I would have been Team Oceanside if that trigger got pulled.
Yeah.
Like, finally.
Yes. Thank you.
There's a few things with these walkers. They're the same walkers from the beach, obviously.
Yeah.
It's being talked about all over online.
Yeah.
I told you before I think you saw it, but like, why is fucking Carl aiming down the sights with his bad eye?
All right, so basically he's a right-handed shooter.
Yeah.
And he's looking out of his right eye.
They could have took his left eye early, and they just would have thought before they took a shot at his eye last season.
What was he shooting? It looked like an AK.
No, I think he had like
For
an
a
M4
second.
or
M4?
AR-15 or something like that.
Okay.
But still.
So yeah, all right, so
He's pulling off headshots with the fucking broken eyeball.
Right?
It's aggravating.
So 2 days ago we shot one of those.
Yeah.
Now, you're a right-handed shooter.
Yeah.
Could you do it with your looking through your left eye?
The perspective is all off, right?
Well, that and
you can do it in your seat right now and see shit move around.
Yeah, but your head would be way over.
Yeah. Your line of sight.
Yeah,
would be
you got to
off.
line those sights up, and it's just impossible.
And I didn't realize it, but I guess the governor had the same thing.
Did he?
Yeah.
See, at least back then the show was somewhat good.
Yeah.
So people weren't looking for that stuff.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
it aggravates the fuck out of me. And
Oh, is that a Ratchet award? No, Ratchets are sounds.
no, they don't have to be. That's like if his gunfire would be like lasers.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding. Like, then there was like Daryl shooting his crossbow at this shit reminded me of the Avengers, the first Avengers movie when they do this hero circle turnaround and you got like Iron Man, you got Thor, and you got like these mutant superheroes. Then you got like the Black Widow just cocking a gun.
Yeah.
Like it just seems pointless and out of like what are you going to do with that fucking I mean
it does. He is great for sneaking up on ninja walkers and taking them out.
Why not give him a fucking gun and like help? Like you got him like shooting an arrow and taking 18 seconds to fucking load another one.
Putting
like,
it on the ground, putting his foot on it to to get the tension back in it.
It's weird. It's like you might as well have fucking Revolutionary War guy out there with fucking. I gotta load the ball.
Yeah,
and just start pumping it down the shaft and and then the little girl. Did she hit that walker in the nuts?
She kicked it in the nuts. Yeah, she kicked it in the nuts.
Why ain't anybody talking about that?
I don't know. I've noticed it both watches. I noticed it.
It's like, come on.
Like, are you serious?
Is it walker's nuts? Is that the target from here on out?
I guess you kick them in the nuts and it stuns them for a minute.
I was hoping because I rewound it and I was like, it's questionable. I was like, is it a knee shot?
No. If she would have kicked it in the knee, it would have been great. But no, she kicked it in the nuts.
And why ain't anybody talking about that?
No idea.
That seems aggravating, right?
Very.
These things can walk while on fire.
Yeah.
Shoot them in the bodies.
Yeah.
Come on,
but
people.
A nut shot takes them down if you're a 12-year-old girl.
Oh man, I know what they're trying to do here. It's supposed to be the hero. Everybody's bounding together. They can fight those saviors, and they're all great shots again, apparently. And all, I mean,
yeah,
it's clown. It's clown,
it's
right?
Clown.
It's straight up clown bullshit.
I agree, man. The two communities have to work together. They do pretty well. They take out all the walkers. Latanya gets pissed off, says they're still not fighting, so just take the guns and go.
This Cindy gets away with murder, right?
Yeah.
Like she's cracked her grandmother over the head over time.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
And she's the one that let Tara go. She fought the other girl. I don't know if she fought the other girl. She helped her escape.
Yeah.
So why isn't there questioning? Like, Cindy, I thought you took care of this. And,
Yeah.
Like, there's none of that conversation going on. And
now
that
it was
she
like
cracked
almost
her over
like
the
they all
head.
assumed that she just let her go.
I think that's how they communicate in this town. They just crack each other over the head with shit.
I think you're right.
Just like ugh.
So bad.
It's comical. This town is comical. And why do they all have to go and not one? Send the two butchy looking ladies to go fight and bring Cindy along.
Mm-hmm.
Leave some people behind. Like, why is it all or nothing? It's odd to me.
I don't get it. Well, I don't get why Latanya's so afraid.
Because she thinks she's the leader and she thinks she's going to sacrifice everybody for nothing.
Understandable, but you could at least have the conversation.
Oh, it's just, yeah.
You know?
And I don't know what that says.
It's just immediately no. There's no thought, no like, all right, let's go vote. Let's see if we can come up with something.
And why aren't they angry enough to go after the saviors?
That's what I mean. I think some of the group is. Well, then let them go.
Yeah, and then you can keep people behind for guard duty.
I mean,
and
you don't
shit
have
like that.
guns anymore, so what's the point?
It was even, Ricky's even said, Tara says your force is pretty much clear, so we don't expect much resistance.
Yeah.
So you can take some of your fighters and go, at least you're monitoring your guns.
Yeah, right.
And at least, but I also side of the fact that Rick just rolls up in there, give me your guns.
Yeah.
You can come with us, but hey, man, we're taking them anyway.
We need them.
And like, Tara says, we're going to get your guns back. Like, who the fuck is monitoring gun count at this point?
Who is monitoring her? Like, someone's got to limit her lines.
I don't know if it happens here, but like, Gabriel asks him, like,
oh, no, that's later.
But I was like, Rick is like, nope, we need them all. I'm like, do you?
Yeah.
You can give them a rifle and a pistol.
Yeah, because if I remember right, they didn't show the armory this time, did they?
No, but it was like
before, it was big.
It was a back
it
of
was
a truck.
Pretty impressive, yeah.
That's why they needed Tobin with his fucking machine. Tobin should have been wearing tool belts out there, right?
I think so.
Him holding a hammer and a screw and a screwdriver.
Yeah. Banging on metal.
Yeah, banging on. This nail doesn't go in this metal, Rick. Yeah, it's not.
You sure these are galvanized? So Negan visits Sasha. She killed Rapey Dave Walker. He tells her she still has a way to go before he trusts her, but it's a good start. He tells her he's heard Rick and crew are up to no good, and he wants her to help him. Yeah.
Wait a minute. This is the part where this is the pill.
This isn't the pill. No, this is when Negan came back.
Yeah,
and she had killed Creepy Dave or Rapey Dave.
Yeah, and this is the part where I was talking about. Like, she could have took a shot at him.
Yeah, she could have,
because he wasn't in the doorway, but he was the first through.
No, and she was already standing up.
And who knows? Did they check Rapey Dave for a knife himself? He might have had
They
a knife
didn't.
on him.
I'm guessing he had something on him at some point, right?
So these are the things I think about, right? Like we could at least have seen Sasha patting him down like a dead body.
Yeah, at least looking for something.
She could have got a belt off of him or something.
Yeah, I'm sure he had a shoe. She could have thrown a shoe at Negan.
Anything is what I'm saying. Like these are the things. I think
especially
of.
when she was as mad as she was.
Yeah,
going in there. I mean,
she wanted to die in a blaze of glory.
Yeah,
and she wanted a shot at Negan, but
yep,
I do appreciate like her saying like Regan, your bitch or something, or Rick Regan.
Oh yeah,
where could I get Regan?
What, Rick, your bitch?
Yeah, and like trying to cover it up a little bit.
Yeah,
because that would be my question. Like, what are you doing? Like, it seems like a dumb plan. Is Rick this dumb to send one chick in here?
Yeah,
and just go like the first door you come across and start shooting up the place. Why not do stealth mode and go?
An elephant could have got further in there than she did.
And here's the thing. This is where Negan says, a little birdie has told me.
Mm-hmm.
Which everybody thinks is Gregory.
Yeah.
But I can't say who it is. But
oh, you know?
Yeah, I do know.
Oh, I don't know.
But it'll be in the spoiler section.
Oh, okay, good. You can tell me.
It's one of those things where last week we thought we saw Daryl in the shadows, but it's just Dwight.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's a rope-a-dope.
Okay.
At least that's the way I see it, quote unquote. I'm doing air quotes.
We'll cover that later.
Yeah, we'll cover that later. But if he knows that they're fucking off this level, why is he waiting to hang around?
Yeah, why aren't you there now?
Why aren't you mounting up your troops? Call Simon, call Gavin.
Yeah.
Call your satellite outpost or whatever.
No, you need to nip that in the butt.
Unless
now.
we're going to find out that he truly doesn't have that many. And again, how many did Sasha take out? Like
2 for sure.
Oh, yeah, 1. Yeah.
I mean, we've seen that she took out 2.
Fence.
Yeah. Oh, 3. She took 1 out at the fence.
Yeah.
And then when she broke in, she shot 1 and 2. And then she was in the door, and I don't know what happened.
Rapey Davy's gone, so that's 4.
Yeah, that's 4.
Again, this is what I'm thinking. These are the things I think of. It's like, come on. I mean, I don't like this arbitrary number that
we've seen inside the sanctuary.
Yeah, but it's a lot of slave type people.
There are a lot of slave, but there are a lot of people there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
not saying if there was an uprising,
But in Negan's mind, he must be. I'm trying not to spoil it, but
all right, you want to just move on?
I'm just saying, it's like, why isn't Negan mounting up his troops to go quell his uprising, right?
Yeah, I get it.
Why sit around and just wait for this?
Yeah.
Negan must be a weird fucking cat, man, because you just don't sit around, right?
No.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
Unless he's heard that Rick has got guns.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, all right then. I got you now. You ready to keep moving on?
Yep.
Before we get too far, we can't go back?
Yes, sir.
All right, so the Weasel Greg has a drink, looks at the note from Simon, checks the map, and tells Cal he needs a ride.
His fucking ladyboy manservant. Like, this guy came out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. Yeah, so he's going to give Cal a ride.
And here's your other clue.
Yes.
He hasn't gotten out yet.
No.
Gregory.
No.
So that should be enough for you.
Yeah.
And he hasn't, like, literally left this building since the apocalypse, it would seem.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can't get past, like, the simple thing, this Cal guy. He looks like a Asian ladyboy.
He does. It's his manservant.
It's his manservant, ultimately.
Yes,
that's the type of asshole that this guy is. He's definitely a politician that thinks he needs assistance.
Oh, he
still
does. Yeah.
In this world.
Yeah. It's crazy.
This, like, why wouldn't he, in a real situation, yeah, there would be these assholes, but I think if he was smart, and he kind of is in a bad way,
yeah,
he would recognize that Maggie knows her shit, harness that power,
yeah,
just fall in line slightly, just be equal or something, manipulate that, and you'd be fine.
Or you could just be like, all right, listen, I'm going to stay in charge. I want you to be like my lead advisor. Or something. Yeah, there's ways. Yeah, you could easily do it.
But it looks like he's ready to drop shit and go.
I think he is.
Which is fine. I like the dude. I like Xander Berkeley. He's fucking funny.
He is. He's good. He's good at it. I mean, Gregory's a dick, but he's good at
Is
being
he our
Gregory.
new Eugene?
Oh, he could be.
But he's also going to the fucking
Savior
he's going
complex.
To the Savior
site. That's where all the cowards go. Maybe they're trying to build up for something.
He's a different level of coward, too. He's a slimy, grimy coward.
Eugene's just
a goofy.
in to get in.
Yeah, all right.
It's strange. So Eugene tells Sasha she made the right choice. She tells him she made the wrong choice, and now she's trapped. She tells him she was ready to die, but now she needs to. Now she needs Eugene to get her a weapon so she can end it. Eugene considers getting it for her, but Sasha basically just played him. She thinks she played him.
She thinks so, and I heard some people online on Reddit and stuff like that talking about why this voiceover, because it sounded weird. It's definitely Shaniqua Martin Green, but they kept the shot of Eugene's face for this, and we're only supposed to get his perspective, and that's why.
Yeah,
you're supposed to see him go through the horror of deciding to do I help her or not.
Well, if we would have seen her face the whole time, I don't think the scene would have been. As good.
We're supposed to get it from his eyes set and like, oh my God, is this the right thing to do for her? And da-da-da. And again, this is Eugene. Like, in my opinion, that's just another step of him like growing.
Yeah.
Like, this is my friend. She has no way out of here. She doesn't want to help Negan, so I'm going to help her end her life.
Yeah.
This is, to me, that's a growth spurt, right?
It is. Yeah, it is.
But he's a coward, right? This is what I mean. He's becoming, for me, one of the most unhinged, like, unbalanced people.
Yeah, he's a coward, but he's willing to die. It's strange.
It did backfire on her, though. He's like, here's the pill I made. Like, fuck.
Yeah.
I could choke him out with this
That was kind of
sandwich
my favorite
bag.
part of the whole show. Rick's group's loading up all the guns. Gabe asks Rick if they need all that. They did, of course.
This is Ricktatorship.
This
right?
is. I love Ricktatorship.
Yeah, this is where we need it.
Do not get me wrong. Ricktatorship is great. Carl tells Enid he thinks about the ones he didn't kill too.
No one cares.
Nobody cares. I didn't get any of this.
This is them.
They're
still
setting it up for something next week. Maybe
they're still fucking talking about. Should we still kill or not? Like, fuck off.
They're setting these up for the next Carol and Morgan.
Stop having these conversations, people.
So season 8, you get Carl and Enid. They're going to be the ones questioning their.
Is it Eric and Aaron's turn at some point? Because Eric hasn't killed yet, right? Actual humans.
I don't think Eric's going to make it much longer.
Yeah, he's
I'm
red
sorry.
shirted.
He's had lines in the last 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah.
And
they made him the bitchy housewife. You've ever noticed?
Oh, they did too. It's so bad.
Fuckers.
It is so bad. Tara says they'll return the guns. Cindy says she wants to join, but they're not all going to join, so nobody can join. And then Tara flicks off Rachel.
That's a callback from the last time.
Yeah. I get it.
Rachel was just simply asking a question.
Yeah.
And I think Rick doesn't know anything about the finger fucking flying.
No. Why wasn't he
Rick
like,
is
what
like,
the fuck are you doing?
What is your problem all of a
Why are you
sudden?
flicking off a 12-year-old girl? 11? I don't even know how old that girl is. 9?
Young enough it's always funny when you see that shit. I don't care. Anybody can flip off a kid. It's hilarious, especially when it's an adult. But
is it like random people get hit in the face with things?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Just because there's like no substance to it. Someone flicked you off, who gives a shit?
Yeah, right.
To a little kid, it might have more impact.
Yeah.
Right? Someone flicks you off in traffic, you're like, whatever. But a little kid, you're like, motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
It's go time, bitch.
It is go time.
But I wonder if she did that in a way to like mask her feelings that Tara's ultimately fucking over Oceanside here, right?
She is hard.
Rick is dictatorship, but it's Tara's doing here.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she said we're gonna bring the guns back. Rick is probably like, yeah, right.
Yeah, we're gonna bring a shit back.
Shut up, bitch.
These
God
people
damn
can go
it.
pound sand.
Go fist bump your ass.
Yeah.
I think it's just we're gonna have these conversations with Tara next year.
Oh yeah.
We let them down. We didn't bring anything back.
I hope this is the end of Oceanside.
We're going to see her stand in front of a mirror like Shane style, shaving her head and fist bumping her face.
Yeah, right?
Just like, I hate myself. I can't have anybody. They keep getting killed.
Oh, it's terrible.
Fist bump.
Fist bump.
Fist bump her face to bloody hell. But yeah, I think that's all that was.
Yeah. Eugene tells Sasha he has granted her request. He gives her his death pills. She's definitely not happy about this. He tells her he doesn't want her to go, but she's already gone.
Well, oddly enough, I was trying to think for a second, like the way he wrote it, or not, no, he didn't write it, but Eugene has some funny ass lines. Well, and it's getting old, but
yeah,
he has some. But what he said here was pretty good. Like, for the record, I hope you don't go, but.
Mm-hmm.
You I forget how exactly he worded it.
It was basically like,
you're already
I don't
gone.
want you to go, but you're already gone.
But I can tell why you're already gone.
Yeah.
It was smooth and to the point.
It was.
And if people are on, I mean, no spoilers here, but I'm assuming she's dying.
Mm-hmm.
There's no other way around this.
No.
And that's just her send-off.
Yeah.
Although we've never seen Eugene and Sasha ever bond, so
I don't think so.
fucking it doesn't matter.
No. I mean, unless he was watching her and Abe bang it out.
Oh, that's true.
Just saying.
In a nice, comfortable bed versus a fucking library floor. I did watch you and Abraham do the nasty.
A couple times. Yeah.
I was playing with my little Yar's Revenge, if you know what I mean. My little Frogger was out.
Oh, man.
What's that sound like on the other side of the door? God damn it, Eugene, go somewhere else. If you're out scavenging and you're like, Eugene's got this problem, do you try to like straighten it out, or do you
What was
Eugene's
that?
calling.
Yeah.
Like, do you get this guy some porno? Like, dude, stop looking at everybody fucking. Can we not get you? What can we do?
Something.
And that might be the comic relief next season is him fucking creeping around looking in the boudoir of Negan fucking his wives, just creeping on people.
That
And
would be
Negan's got to
pretty
have this
good.
conversation with him, like, dude,
Come on, man.
stop.
Did this actually happen in Alexandria? Is
Yeah,
that
is
what
Rick
those
got
freaks
you
are
doing
into?
this shit?
Holy fuck.
No wonder why there was no food.
All right.
He's over slamming burgers and shit while people banging. Like, open the fucking door.
Oh, boy.
Open the fucking door. I'm gonna watch.
A few more weeks.
Oh,
You looking forward to that? Something tells me that episode's going to be a disaster.
I think it's gonna be a hot mess, but
Oh, it will be.
I have time to think about this.
All right.
We
All
gotta
right.
move on.
Let's move on, man. The group makes it back to Alexandria. Rosita's there. She takes them to the cell, which is actually getting done pretty nice now. I don't remember seeing a door on it. Do you?
The cell?
The Morgan's prison cell.
Oh yeah, no. Because if you're gonna put he was in prepping mode.
Yeah.
There was a door when Rick was looking down at the sheet, deciding that he has to go to
Yeah,
war.
but I don't remember it being there because that had some really nice welds on it, and I just want to know how you do that.
You don't offhand. You
Okay.
just don't, unless Tobin was down there with a bunch of 16-penny nails. All of a sudden, I'm assuming there's gonna be some escaping going on.
Yeah.
Wasn't Jesus? No, Jesus was put down there, wasn't he?
Um.
When he got knocked out, when him and Rick and Daryl were like
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe.
having their shenanigans with the box truck. I forgot where they. No, they had even
No, I
had
don't
people
think they ever
watching.
made it back there, did they?
No, they did, because the next morning Jesus is standing over Rick and Michonne.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
So I don't know about this prison. This prison looks like very expertly made. Maybe that's what Morgan did in a former life.
maybe.
He's making
Holy
fucking
fuck.
sticks in prison.
Yeah, so they find Daryl Light. Daryl goes crazy and wants to get some of them. Rick pulls out his python and tells Dwight to get on his knees.
Hey man, I like asshole Rick.
I do too.
We cannot veer any more into Farmer Rick or Sad Rick or anything. I want asshole Rick at all times.
I want like straight up avenging
Yeah.
killer mode Rick.
I don't know
That's
how
it.
Dwight made it. Like, here's another scene. I don't know how many of these happen. It seems like that happens a lot, but Daryl's being held back again.
Again.
The only reason I'm thinking of that is because before this season, 7B, we watched TS19
Yeah.
or TS9 or whatever it was, the CDC one.
Yeah.
There's like he's being held back there. He's being held back a lot in the earlier season. He's like, Daryl never does much.
No.
Just like he's
he
always
wants
being held
to,
back.
but he's
Hold me
always-
back. No,
he's
I'm going to charge in 10 seconds. Hold me
He's
back.
always being restrained.
He did knock Tara out of the way, though. He's like, no, you did.
Oh man.
I can't get you.
This is how long we've been out. I can't find anything.
Yeah. No. But
Man, I can't.
it's funny. Like, think back at everybody, see how many you can count. But it feels like he's been held back a lot. Like,
Oh, yeah.
he's one of those assholes that, like I said, in a bar fight or something, like, no, you lucky these motherfuckers hold me back. You lucky.
Yeah. He's that one friend you take to the bar. He drinks too much. He wants to fight everybody.
Oh yeah, he gets liquor swole.
Oh yeah.
Liquor
He's that guy.
swole.
But if he's there by himself, he doesn't say anything.
No, he's a quiet little pedophile in the corner.
Holy fuck.
Oh, so that's it, folks. That's it for the rundown of the episode titled Something They Need. This is the part of the show where we get into the paying of the bills, or that's what we like to call the penny collecting.
Yeah.
Loose Wire, go head over to iTunes.
Yes.
Find us over there. Subscribe and download if you haven't done so already. And why don't you give us a rate and review? That obviously helps us in listings.
Yeah.
We do have one new one this week, so I'll read that off the bottom of the feedback.
And steal people's phones.
Steal people's phones.
Review it and give it back to them. Don't keep it.
Explain to them they're not buying anything. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
It's simple. It's really simple. It's the easiest and it's the cheapest, obviously. Another way you can help us, it's financially speaking, is go to loosewirenetwork.com, hit the Amazon button. It bounces you to the Amazon site as normal, and if you're buying stuff there, we get a little tiny piece of it. A lot of people do it this way. I've seen a lot of makeup coming across. There's a lot of Buffalo Bill preparations going on.
Oh, boy.
I'm assuming.
Nice.
But that's the simplest, easiest way. You don't get charged any extra. It all comes from Amazon's profits, so we just get a little teeny tiny fraction of a penny cut type stuff. And that's easy. You're already shopping. Why not? The other one that helps us, our friends over at TVshow Time, they've given us a sponsorship, and with over 1 million viewers, you can actually find users. I lost all my notes all of a sudden.
What do you need?
This is fucked up. I'm not going to Vegas ever again. All right, here we go.
Next year.
TVshowtime.com is where you can find their listings. You can find your iOS link or your Android link to get the app put onto your phone. And what it does is it gives you like a rundown of all your favorite shows. You set up your profile, and you can communicate with people. And this is internationally, too. So with over 1 million people and growing.
Yeah.
You can get in part of their community. It gives you notifications on your phones if you're so busy. Like, it might have benefited me if I would have turned it on for Las Vegas.
It probably would have.
But then again, I had no option. I was literally 24/7 walking that fucking
place. You said at your hotel, you had AMC.
I did have AMC.
Fuck.
But I couldn't record. I caught it late, and I was already dead to the world.
Yeah.
And if I waited another 2 hours, I could have watched it.
Yeah, you had AMC. The best channel I had was TNT.
I don't know.
And that is not good.
That's your fault.
It's not my fault.
Yeah, it's a learning experience. Let's chalk it up to that.
It is.
Stop telling those people you'll come visit them.
Stop it.
All right. Yeah. So our friends over at TVshowtime.com would love for you to get involved with them. It's a free thing. Just get involved and get their app and have fun with it. That we do. TVshowtime.com is where you can find them. And last but not least, no one is calling our number. I'm sad face.
Nobody.
Do you have that number in front of you?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
It's 708-584-0552.
Excellent. And then what you do is just leave us a voicemail if you're too busy to write it out and just want to call and hear Rooster's greeting, and we'll play you off on the air. We did it last week.
Yeah. And I might actually answer on accident.
Yeah. Lucky it's not hooked to me, I'd answer in Buffalo Bill.
I'm waiting for the timeshare people to call.
Oh. Yeah. That sounds like a horrible fucking system. I don't know why anybody even bothers with that shit.
It's a bad
But you
idea.
worked the system.
Yeah.
To your favor? I don't know.
We got sucked into it on accident, and then we kind of had to go through with it. So,
But you got stuck at the Trop, so I don't know if
that's
it's
what
like
I mean.
It's barely a win.
It wasn't worth it. It was not a win at all.
You'd have to pay for your hotel.
No.
Was the bed at least comfy?
The bed wasn't bad.
Okay.
It was clean. I mean, it wasn't like a dump, but it was definitely not my choice to stay.
Okay. Yeah. So call that number in, leave us a voicemail, and if you want, you can tell us if you want to put it on air or not. But probably going to go on air.
Yeah. Maybe.
So yeah, do one of those 4 things.
Or we might edit you to say things that you didn't mean to say.
We might edit you down and put you over the intro little blurbs that Rooster likes doing.
Yeah.
So we'll just go into feedback, huh?
Let's do it. Maybe.
I got mail! Yay! I got mail!
If you'd like to send in feedback, it's easily criticallydeadcast@gmail.com is how you do that there. Facebook.com/loosewirestudio. A lot of people are taking advantage of that. And at critically_dead is the Twitter handle. There's other ways of getting a hold of us. SoundCloud, Stitcher, all of them. Android links. Head over to loosewirenetwork.com to find those links for yourselves. First up this week is Pam. Hi, guys.
Hi, Pam.
Say hi to Pam.
Hi. Hi, Pam.
Hi, Pam. Hi, guys. Just wanted to send a quick hello. I wrote to you last year saying how I listened but never on time. Always listening to the older podcasts. Somewhere along the line, most likely with Fear the Walking Dead, I skipped a bunch. And now I've been listening to the most recent downloads. I didn't know how to leave you a review on iTunes last year, but since then, I figured it out and left you one yesterday. Nice.
Thank you.
You both are awesome to listen to, and Rooster's voice is so smooth as can be.
Yes, it's because I throw it through a talk box.
I really
sound like Mickey Mouse in real
Sounds like
life.
helium, yeah. I don't always agree with everything you both say, but many times things that I wonder about are clarified during your discussions. Thank
Well,
you.
that's good. We're doing something.
We're doing something right. Who knows? We might
Yeah.
do more right one day.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the season finale and more to your podcast. Stay funny, guys. P.S. Here's a pic from the Walker Stalker Boston 2015. Josh McDermott is such a funny character. He was one of the best I've met from The Walking Dead. She did send a picture.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just for us.
I seen it. Yeah.
I'm not going to put it on social. Yeah, I'm not going to put it up there. But that was nice of you. Thank you, Pam.
Yeah. I'm going
Thanks.
to put that in my bank. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, yeah. Just for Josh McDermott, though.
Definitely.
Pam is just, you cut Pam's face out and like, yeah.
I'm going to paste mine over it.
Thanks, Pam. Yeah, we are doing Fear the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
So if you want
We
to come
are?
back and listen to our bullshit shenanigans of that,
Who said?
who's what?
I still did not agree to this.
You did. You said if the votes were there.
I never seen the votes.
You did see the votes. You can see the votes. And if you haven't voted yet, go to loosewirenetwork.com and
All right. I'll
slap
go.
it across Rooster's face.
Slap the rooster against the what fit? Never mind.
Yeah. Next up is Werner. Not Warner, Werner.
Werner.
Schroeder.
Werner Schroeder.
A gentleman from South Africa.
Oh, yes.
This
You
is
read
awesome. We
one
got this
right
in the
before we
airport.
flew away, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
He starts off, "Sup, boys? Greetings from South Africa."
Well,
hello. Thank you. That's the first international one I think we got. Yeah, no Canada or nothing.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? We used to get a couple on Facebook.
Yeah.
There was like a guy from South Korea or South Africa.
Oh, you're
or
right.
something.
Yeah. I apologize. But South Africa, we'll take you too, man.
We'll take anything.
Maybe he's rich. He's like a billionaire. Hey, you want to flash down and we'll do it there too.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Alexandria Falls. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
The falls. Yeah, the water that flows. That thing. Only recently discovered podcasts in general, and since then I started listening to you guys since November 16th. Been enjoying your breakdowns of what is happening to The Walking Dead. It's been a very disappointing season which had unlimited potential. I have been enjoying Negan, where I know he has become a bit annoying for you and some fans.
Yes.
Yes, but hopefully you can understand why some fans like us and others, even critics, he's a cartoon character.
Yeah.
I'm glad you enjoy. I do enjoy it, but I think it's just, I don't know.
It's a little over the top.
I loved episode 1 with Negan and the brutalness he brought to the Walking Dead world and our group. I am still baffled that fans stopped watching after the season premiere, saying it has become torture porn and all that bullshit. Spare me. The episode was epic and had so much tension and suspense. I fully understand I don't mind slow episodes. I might have I read that really bad. I fully understand.
Butchered it.
And don't mind slow episodes and character building, but the writers have made some strange decisions, and most episodes since have been pretty dreadful. By the way, since football is one of your biggest sports, the trash bag people should have been replaced with a group of just dressed into football gear, shoulder pads and helmets. Would have been more believable than the ridiculousness of the trash people. I hate those fucking people.
I'm
man.
not a fan.
It's so stupid.
It is awful.
We talk about it all the time. I really want to know what the thought process is with this fucking shit.
Don't get it.
I have been wondering why mostly the normal man/women survived the end of the world. You never see any more cops or soldiers from the army, etc. that survived. Is it because they would have been on the front lines? Anyways, looking forward to the end of this season and looking forward to the next season. Something has to change behind the scenes. Would love for the group to scavenge in cities again. That would be cool.
That was.
I do
always
like
fun.
those.
I did like those too.
If they're gonna have these shitty fucking conversations, at least have them do shit while they're
doing it.
Seems as this is where most of the military bases were, and this is where still to get guns and riot gear. Keep up the good work with the podcast, and can't wait for the next installment of The Critically Dead. Thanks, you Werner.
Thanks.
Badass.
Just think now you have to wait less time.
Yeah.
For the next one.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I was trying to read back what he said. He was why there's not more cops and shoulders, because I think what it would be like, it give them easy outs more. I don't know, because we always said that, and I think early on they said you wouldn't see as much surgeons or people in fucking UPS uniforms, or because it's the walkers are just basic. I do agree. Like the military walkers and shit like that should be everywhere.
Yeah,
but they also would be, I think, more coordinated. Like in bases and shit like that. If they ever did make it to a base and never found any guns, and that would be a major red flag.
But when you do see like these huge ass hordes, there should be like a good number of them worked in there.
Just random.
Like when you see like the 10,000 walkers like together. You
should have like a chef running around.
You should
have
this not necessarily when you're just getting your random woods walkers or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think when you're getting the hordes and stuff, where is that coming from? When you're getting your hordes and stuff, I think you should definitely have the soldiers, the policemen, the EMTs, the bakery people, stuff like that.
It would help fill in the world.
It would. It really would.
We think about this too. We never get kids.
No.
And that's a
I think it would
disappointment
be
too.
amazing if we did.
It would be dark. And he brought up a fact.
But is it though? I mean, is it that? Would it be that dark?
No, it wouldn't. It'd be realistic.
Yeah.
And that's what we always
asked
about.
One of the first walkers we seen on the show was a little girl.
And that was probably one of the better ones.
Yeah, and she was one of the most memorable.
I always say it. Think back to 2004's Dawn of the Dead and that little girl attacking the husband.
Oh, yeah.
That shit was fucking creepy.
Yeah, it was.
And if you're looking for creepiness, that's how you do it in this fucking...
Yeah.
Maybe it's an acting problem. I doubt it.
I don't think
There's some kids. Look at Stranger Things and look at... I'm assuming those kids on the movie It that's going to be released.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll handle it. But it helps fill the world out.
It would.
It helps paint between the lines and outside the lines, and it's a crazy question. A lot of times these walkers, I mean, by now, their clothing would be tattered and weather worn.
Would be naked.
It would be,
and they just walk on stuff. They don't. If their clothes get snagged, they don't like pull it off and keep going.
His other point was he didn't understand why people left after the first episode of the season when Glenn and Abraham bid it.
Oh, because they're pussies.
Yeah, that's simple as that. They're pussies. And here's the other thing. It's. I always say it's like clickbait.
Yeah.
It's the hot thing to say.
Yeah.
It's a hot thing to do. Like, I'm out. I can't. You're literally watching The Walking Dead.
They're the ones that complain about like slasher flicks being too violent.
Bloody.
Yeah. I mean, that's
what were you expecting?
It is. You want the Chainsaw Massacre to chase people with like a wiffle ball bat?
And I hope Simple Gimple is not simply fucking that stupid to like start pulling back on the reins. Like, you're walking an apocalyptic show.
Yeah.
What were you fucking expecting? And that's what I mean. That's the new hottest thing, right? Mm-hmm. It's like talking to like people that won't shut up about being a vegan or fucking...
yeah, because it's the trendy thing to do.
It's the trendy thing to do. Look at man buns. Like I just man bun. I'm not watching because of man. Like it's the hottest thing to say, Werner, and that's the only reason. I guarantee you, some of them are say that, but they're still coming back.
I get maybe like 10% would have been a little turned off.
And it's like, is it because of Glenn and Abraham, or what if someone else got their head crushed in? Were they okay with that?
I think the problem was because you had such an emotional bond with Glenn and Abraham, that when they bid it that way, it was just too much for people to handle.
And again, like what would have made it better for you? Not seeing Glenn trying to communicate with Maggie one last time, which I would argue made it better.
It did. It really did.
And it gave you closure. It gave you, hey, is he still alive? Maybe Deegan missed him 1,000 times. I don't know.
No, it's just basic. Just people need to whine and cry about shit.
Yeah,
and they just can't keep it to themselves, unfortunately.
And it's the hottest thing, because then they might get a chance to get blurbed on someone's blog or Yahoo site or Google or whatever. Like, this people are saying they're not coming back. It's the hottest topic. Like, fuck off.
No.
I will not truck with that bullshit.
Yeah. They're the ones that, like, move next to, like, a concert, like an outdoor concert venue, and then they bitch that it's too loud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or a golf course and talk about how fucking golf balls are hitting their roof and windows all the time.
Like you fucking moved there. You knew that walking into it. And now it's a problem?
Don't worry, Werner. If I'm of the idea like if those people wanted to leave, then fuck off.
Let 'em
leave.
go.
They're not welcomed at the quarry. They're lazy fuckers.
They are. No, they're not allowed at the quarry.
I was always of the opinion, like I said, I'll keep saying it till I'm blue and dead, and like Maggie should have bit it.
Yeah.
Talk about an emotional impact again.
Yeah.
A woman dying,
Mm-hmm.
a pregnant woman dying. Can you imagine the uproar? Maybe it would have been bad.
Even maybe Carl.
Carl, yeah.
Maggie and Carl going down.
And that's what I mean. That goes back to my original argument. What would have been better for you? I think they just didn't want to see blood on their faces. Like, this is Negan. They had to set up Negan as a fucking scary dude.
Yeah, they did.
They might have shit the bed since, but they had to.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no time for that bullshit. Thank you, Warner, for writing in. You can write back every week as you must.
You can write back 2-3 times a week.
Or better yet, we got to hear your voice on Google
or
on the voicemail.
Yeah, it could be long distance charges though.
Oh, that's right. Don't tell him that.
It's on Google Voice though.
Yeah.
Get a Google Voice and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm all of a sudden I'm fucking. Where am I from? Canada.
Britain.
Yeah. Susan's up next.
Hi.
She's giving us shit.
Always
on Facebook. Hello, Rooster and RJ. I miss you and your time period every week. We told you, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be late. I wish you did a live feed. Why don't you do a live feed?
We can't figure out how to do a live feed.
I barely got this shit running with duct tape right now. If someone wants to come in and pay us.
There's a little bit of money.
Are you busy getting the quarry clean? Because I'm late. I'll just say I love that ultimate cool scene at the end of the episode 15 when Rick pulls that big gun out and makes Dwight kneel.
I told you. Everyone likes that he pulled his python out.
Whenever Rick pulls out his gun, it's so special.
Yes.
But his crew is behind him, and it looks pretty cool. It was a cool shot.
It was.
Remember, we had to wait fucking 15 episodes for this type of shit.
Yeah.
So...
Mm-hmm.
They are tough. They stole from a bunch of little children and women. They are back and ready to go. I wonder what that's like.
Stealing from a bunch of women and children?
Like, what women like? Here's a good example of how Werner can understand like what this is about, right? Like, all of a sudden, are we getting a lot of women and children? Like, no. Well, I'm out of this show. They can't. They're stealing from women and children.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
It's gonna.
I guarantee you, there's always those idiots, especially in America, that are just crybabies. Like, oh, it hurt my feelings. I'm out.
It's like the same. Like, I'm glad they use a CGI shitty deer.
Yeah,
if they used a real one, I would have been out.
Yeah.
I just would have been out.
It's a fucking deer. Who cares?
Yeah, anyway, thank you, Susan. We're going to keep going on with Susan. So I love the podcast because you're so cranky and need a little positivity in your life. I plan to send a few MREs at some point after the show, so let us know your address at Loose Wire.
That would be amazing.
Or am I not seeing it?
We don't have an address.
We don't have an address up there because all of a sudden we get a bunch of people at the doorway.
Yeah.
If you people want to send us stuff, we might have to look in and get a P.O. box. I don't know.
Just give them mine. I don't care.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah.
No.
I was about ready to say something, but it was weird.
Oh.
Remind me again how to go through Amazon. Are you busting my balls?
Yes. What you got to do is go to loosewirenetwork.com, right?
Yeah.
And then you just click on the Amazon link and just start shopping.
Yeah, Susan.
Buy a lot.
Let's see what crazy shit comes
Do all your
across.
Christmas shopping early. Let's see what happens.
I want you guys to give reviews. Buy your own too, cheapskates, and do a lot of reviews that podcast. I think you wrote that weird. We cannot use our own Amazon link because
they don't like it.
Amazon, there's rules stated in place that you're not allowed to double dip. Basically, they go through off IP addresses and stuff like that. That's a big no-no on one of their things, and we can never do that. I would. Fuck. You might as well make money off yourself. So we can't do that. If that's what you're asking us to do, I'm not sure. Because you wrote that really weird. I'm sorry. Yes, I've often been the ideas manager person, but only you grumpy guys make me a Pollyanna. My husband and I were discussing in depth how Nunez could have gotten on the White House grounds in the middle of the night with no knowing. And Chris, my husband, a New Yorker, reminded me that he grew up hearing rumors of bodies buried in the concrete at Trump Tower. What is happening, Susan?
Oh, no.
What's happening here in this letter? You goofball. Susie Q's going off the rails. Now I get it.
You get it now? What happened?
No, I don't. I don't know.
Are you sure?
Susan's fucking with this. I'm damn sure she's fucking with. And I said we're buying MREs because I need podcasts to continue. I discuss politics with friends, but do not want to let loose in public. Keep partying, friends. And I'm like, wait a minute, Susan, you have to be fucking with us here. Or were you drunk when you wrote this?
Actually, she was drinking, and then she did a shot and got drunk.
Was she that chick at Vegas that was sitting next to us?
My wife?
No. My wife.
My wife.
She wrote in again, and no, Negan is not a good guy because he kills Rapey Davy. Negan promotes a complete rape culture in his taking of the quote-unquote wives in women who obviously do not want to be there. Even intelligent discussions with women about this, many do not want to hear this. Sometimes because of Jeffrey Dean Morgan and being handsome, etc., I do not get it. I find it creepy. Our group is basically the best because there is no rape. None. No. Nada.
Zero.
Yeah, we talked a lot about the whole rapey stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't make him better.
It's a double
just 'cause he
standard.
stopped it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. It's just, I think they just mishandled Negan. I really do.
I think you're right.
They had so much potential, and I don't know what else to say. Thank you, Susan, for writing in. You crazy cat. Pam Werner, thanks for writing in. If you want to write in, criticallydeadcast@gmail.com. Facebook.com/Loosewire Studios, where a lot of people get a hold of us there. At critically_dead. Rooster's going to be throwing up pictures throughout the week of Vegas and stuff.
Yeah. Pictures, couple videos.
His dick, all sorts of weird shit.
Yeah, somebody might get a dick pic. We don't know yet.
Yeah, you're going to win a dick pic, and you get a dick pic.
Yes.
We talked about reading off the review, and that must have been Pam that did it. So it is titled, Excellent to Listen to, 5 stars, from Fine White Sugar.
Oh.
Is she a coke addict?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. She's fine. I enjoyed listening to RJ and Rooster. Though I may not agree with all their opinions on The Walking Dead, they are quite entertaining. Funny guys. They tend to clear up questions you may have had about an episode. Rooster's voice is smooth and very relaxing. That's how I go to sleep at night.
You just listen to me talk.
Just
Oh, is that why you made me read that
Yeah.
children's book and record it?
Yeah.
Oh.
In
get it
whispery
now.
tone. Definitely worth the download. Thank you, Fine White Sugar.
The Cat in the Hat.
You so want to do those videos on YouTube.
The ASMRs?
Yeah.
I just want to do random, like, just weird ones.
There are weird.
I know, but I want to get weirder than that.
Maybe that could be like a Patreon thing.
Yeah.
Like if you want a fucking rooster whispering at you.
You want a 5-minute whisper video?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man. And let them request the topic?
Yeah, and they can write it out, maybe.
Why aren't you writing this down? This could be a good idea.
It's already recorded on the podcast.
But
so.
we don't re-listen.
Yeah, it's true. Next episode is titled The First Day of the Rest of Your Life, April 2nd. So, do you see what they did there with wordplay?
No,
So
I
the
missed it.
The first episode was titled The Last Day of the Last Day of the World. Fuck me, I don't even know.
Yeah, what's this one titled?
The first day of the rest of your life.
Oh, okay, so it's like a freedom thing.
Oh, not at all. Oh, yeah, the day will come when you won't be.
Yes.
The first... God damn it. This is how... We can never take breaks like this again.
Well, it's happening.
It's going to be directed by Nicotero himself, so hold your nuts there, everybody.
God, it's going to be a fucking acid trip.
And written by Simple Gimple, Angela King, and Matthew Negretti. So we got 3 writers in here.
3 writers.
So something happened here.
Oh, boy.
Fuck off.
Here, we got, you write this part, you write this part, I'll
Yeah.
write this part, and hopefully it fucking matches up.
One episode they cannot do on their own, so they got to, like,
Well, this
team
one's
up.
extended.
Yeah, it was at 90 minutes extension.
Probably. And it only needs to be 45.
I don't know. We do have a massive spoiler section, so we need to go there and do that. So here's a warning on the spoiler section. We do have most of the tidbits,
Yeah. It's almost the whole episode then.
pretty much,
Okay.
via Q&A.
Yes.
So if you want to stick around for that after the music, you can. You're more than welcome. But if you
Yes.
don't want to, you want to be completely surprised, you say goodbye to us now. So that's going to be the end of this normal cast. Thanks, everybody, for waiting on us for a couple of extra days. We apologize, but I had to get drugged to Vegas. and
we didn't
experience
drag you
it.
anywhere.
So that was it. That's episode 715, Something They Need.
Yep.
I'm your host, RJ.
I'm the Rooster.
If you're sticking around, we'll see you in the spoiler section.
It's a dead man's party. Who could ask for more? Everybody's coming. Leave your body at the door. Leave your body and soul at the door. Don't run away. It's only me.
And we're back. Back again. Back in black. Whatever else I could think of. Back in black. I couldn't think of anything else. But this is the spoiler section for the next episode, the season finale. We got these off of the Spoiling Dead fans. So you can
Yes.
actually go there, sign up for an account in their message boards. You can actually see them yourselves. Chances are most of you already do it anyway if you're listening to us. So this is the spoiler section. This is your last warning. So if you're going to bow out, get going
Get
now.
out now.
One of the questions asked was, will Sasha commit suicide with the pills Eugene gave her?
Can I answer them? Because I didn't see the spoilers.
What you want to? Okay, you can guess.
I'll guess, and
You
we'll
can-
see what happens.
There's 2 paragraphs of explanation going. That's how much detail has gone into
Holy
this.
cow.
So
All right.
the question is, does she do it?
No.
Wrong.
Really?
Yes, she does actually take the pills and will ultimately attack Negan as a walker. Parenthetically, but she doesn't bite him. The episode will open with Sasha in a dark, confined space listening to music. She has taken the pills by this time and is floating in and out of consciousness or memory, having conversations with Abe and Maggie. There will be a lot of these flashbacks. It will be blended well between current and past actions as not to seem that confusing.
So it's definitely a Nicotero episode.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Night and daylight going to be all over the fucking
it's
place.
fucked.
He's like, it's fucked. There will be a lot of these flashbacks. It will be blended well between current and past act. Oh, I read that. It's done this way because of Sasha's reflection of what her life is up to this point. Is she ready to do what she has to do? Has she really lived and made something with her life and going out doing something even when the situation has her trapped? I would disagree. It seems like it's... Why not play the part, right?
Yeah.
I meant to talk about this in a regular cast.
Mm-hmm.
Just play the role until you have to do something.
Yeah.
So, whatever. If she's listening to music, is she in the closet still? Or is they got her a room?
She's listening
Like,
to
find a weapon in the room, a table leg or
anything.
something.
Anything.
If that's the case. Sasha takes the pills while inside a coffin that she voluntarily chooses to stay inside during the ride to Alexandria. When they get to Alexandria, Negan threatens to kill Sasha if Rick doesn't hand over the guns. Rick demands to show him that she's still alive, so Negan opens the coffin expecting Sasha to be alive. When, surprise, Walker Sasha emerges and tries to bite Negan. He gets caught up in a tarp as he is fighting her off, and they fall on the back of the truck. It's a close call, but Negan does not get bit. At the end of the episode, Maggie and Jesus find Sasha in the woods. Jesus holds Sasha down while Maggie enters with a knife.
That sounds sad.
Sounds sad, and that sounds very like Deanna all over again.
Yeah. Right?
Why Jesus and Maggie? Because of the whole... Well, she
They
escorted Maggie
maybe
back.
Are they heading back towards Hilltop?
I don't know, but maybe Rosita should have done it. Made more impact.
It would have, maybe.
Sasha
it would have been
really-
more current, but...
Sasha had no connection. Abe was the connection.
Yeah, I mean,
Tyrese
her,
has been
her
gone.
And Maggie have been... She's been taking
Yeah,
care
Maggie
of
for sure.
you
Maggie
know.
for sure. And Jesus seems like it's going to be Maggie's lieutenant, basically.
I think so.
Question 2. Will Jadis and the Scavengers turn on Team Family?
Yes.
Yes. As suspected, Jadis is the little birdie who has been working for Negan all along.
Bitch.
Tamuel, that's a shitty name. Tamuel may have been the one sent to do the dirty work, but as Jadis is the leader, she is responsible.
Little pumpkin pie haircutted freak.
When the Scavengers first arrive at Alexandria, they appear to still be on Rick's side. There will be a funny moment where Jadis, in her robot speak, will ask Michonne if she cares if she has sex with Rick.
Oh, boy.
This is how this is written, so I'm not reading it for myself.
I get it.
The ick factor will be high in this one. However, when Negan arrives, they turn their guns on Team Family. They call Team Family.
We are Team Family.
Yeah,
Yes.
acknowledging that they got a better deal with Negan.
Oh.
which that's all it is.
Yeah.
It's Negan. Not only did he have a quote unquote overwhelming force, he needs a bigger overwhelming force so our people can look better.
Yeah.
Whatever. Where the hell is Judith?
Where is she?
That's an open question, I guess.
Yeah, who the hell? She's with, let me guess.
The answer's pretty good now
Is
that
it?
I'm looking at it.
I have
yeah.
no idea. Is she with Carol?
No.
Beckett?
She's safe at Hilltop.
Oh, nice.
Enid, Jesus, Maggie holding Judith are talking, and Maggie is deciding what to do to help Rick at Alexandria. Presumably, since Judith is already there, Rick came to see Maggie and asked that they stay out of this one just in case they needed backup. Maggie is considering whether to respect his ask or say screw it and go and help. She figures if Negan knows what they're up to, then he'll need her help. How do they know Negan knows?
Yeah, they're going to have to explain that.
Something happened somewhere.
They might explain it.
Jesus is pleased that she is making the decision instead of Gregory. Aren't we all? Enid takes Judith from Maggie and gives her something and walks out. Maggie looks down in her hand, Herschel's watch.
Oh.
Did she take it off the grave?
I thought she gave it to Enid.
She did. She did, yeah.
Yeah.
Maggie / Jesus just look at each other knowingly. Maggie makes the decision and Hilltop shows up at the last second to push the battle in Team Family's favor.
Nice.
Question 4, does Eugene show signs of reverting back to supporting Team Family?
No.
Unfortunately, no outward signs of it. He and Sasha exchange words as they get ready to leave the sanctuary to Alexandria and refers to Team Family as they, as in what they're planning. Sasha picks up on this. He also tries to talk to Rick and Alexandria into surrendering when they arrive at Alexandria.
Oh, boy.
That seems dumb.
That's ballsy.
Question 5, is there another lineup like the first episode of the season?
Yes.
Yes, there is. This one is the mini lineup like what the graphic novel readers are already familiar with, but it's only Rick and Carl. Negan says he's going to kill Carl, then let Lucille take Rick's hands. Rick tells Negan that he can do it right in front of him and then take his hands. That seems weird.
Yeah.
But the Saviors are still going to die. Negan takes that to be a permission to kill Carl, so he raises the bat to crunch Carl, you just said I could do it. When Shiva shows up and pounces on a nearby Savior, turning him into Tiger Chow, causing Negan to immediately stop.
Yes.
Chaos erupts as a full-blown battle begins. The Kingdomers, including Carol and Morgan, storm in guns blazing, taking down Saviors and Scavengers. Maggie and the Hilltop also show up at the last second, much to Negan's disgust. He's quite surprised by the Tiger and the fact that Maggie is alive.
Oh, yeah, because he doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
And he wouldn't know unless Gregory told him.
I always thought the one we just watched, Gregory obviously wasn't the...
Yeah, no, there was
snitch.
no way.
Question 6. So is Dwight definitely helping Team Family?
Yes.
Yes, there is a little bit of conflict. Daryl wants to kill Dwight and puts a knife to his face. Tara encourages it. Dwight...
Sorry, I just pictured the scene.
He's the one that killed Denise.
Yeah, he is.
Dwight explains that he can recruit the laborers and go outpost to outpost and clear out the Saviors. They eventually let him go. Dwight tries to stop the Saviors by cutting down the trees in the road, but it just slows them down as they use chainsaws to get rid of the trees. When Dwight returns to Alexandria with the Saviors, he is visibly shooting over Team Family's heads as not to hurt anyone. Also, he is not aware of the deal between the Saviors and the Scavengers. We may see Daryl find a chess piece carving by the front gate with a didn't know message on it. So they're keeping Dwight kind of in a foggy...
Yeah.
Is anyone from Team Family hurt?
Of course. There has to be one.
2 people.
Don't tell me, man. Just let me know. Does Tobin make it?
He does.
Okay.
Now,
Is he okay?
all it says is Rosita and Rick are both shot, but live. Rick is shot by Jadis.
Really?
And there's stuff online that how Jadis is close to Judas.
Mm-hmm.
So chew on that for a minute.
Makes sense.
Question number 8. Is there a close call for Michonne?
Of course.
Michonne gets in a fight on a brownstone balcony while Rick and Carl are in the mini lineup. Comic book readers may see this as a nod to the Andrea Tower fight and fall from the comics. A woman falls from the balcony. The audience will know it wasn't Michonne, but Rick won't. It is Farron, a garbage pail kid woman. Rick later finds Michonne bruised and bloodied, and they share a sweet moment together.
Are they gonna do more of that bloody kissing?
Ugh. I ain't kissing nobody's blood, not even my wife's.
Fuck no.
How does the episode end?
I'm going to say Negan's in jail.
I don't think so.
I don't either.
This is
I'm
what's
just
written.
guessing.
This is the last piece. This is what's written. The Saviors and Scavengers retreat after a nice ass whooping from the team Family, Kingdom, and Hilltop. The episode ends with a bit of a nod to Glenn in a small time jump. It has Maggie talking off-screen, showing all the groups now together with the leaders of each group talking to the crowd, discussing the war they're about to embark upon. We just see them talking, no sound but Maggie's voice. In quotes, to suffer and stand, to grieve, to give, to love, to live, to fight for each other. Glenn made this decision. She must be talking to Rick. Glenn made the decision, Rick. I was just following his lead. In the final shot of Maggie's hand, we see Herschel's watch with a glint of sunshine reflecting on it.
No.
Oh.
I'm just saying she's very pretty in person.
What? By the sound of that, are you happy or interested? Are you slightly...
I am...
Where are you at with that?
I am going to see where it happens. I don't know. It sounds like it could be promising, but it is a Nicotero episode. So he usually gets the bigger ones, right?
He gets the finales and shit like that.
Yeah.
As long as they can hit everything that we just read.
Yeah, if they hit it well, it'll be good.
I hope to God that this battle doesn't happen like the last third, like the last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
I'd like to see this shit go on.
I want to see the shit like Battle of the Bastards from Game of Thrones, where it just starts.
Yeah,
and it doesn't give up until like the last 10 minutes.
And I just want to say I called it with here comes Shiva pouncing on somebody.
Oh, you did, yes.
And that must be, if that fucking thing looks like Garfield running around, I'd be like, that's it.
They've done really well with him.
They
just can't do deer and clouds.
Yeah, deer and sky.
Shiva is, I
think that's why they took time with it.
It could be.
Because they have to nail this landing.
Yeah, I mean, there were times, we've seen her a few times, and she doesn't look that unconvincing.
But she wasn't doing a whole lot. She walked behind him.
Yeah.
She's resting in the cage.
Well, we'll see what happens.
I can't wait, because I think that'll be a shock.
Yeah.
Because, again, we talked about it before. Do they even know that their tiger is even around? And then again, we know.
Well, if he's never been in the kingdom, he might not know about Shiva.
Yeah. And I wonder if we're going to have all the saviors, like Gavin's group, Simon, the Garbage Pail Kids.
I hope so.
And I think, that, again, why with the trash people? It seems so dumb.
They, I don't know. I feel like they feel like that was weird. They just have to add more to it.
More bodies.
Yeah,
the overwhelming force of Negan.
Yeah, they have to add more of that factor in there. Like, they turned on him. Oh no!
Because in the previews of next week, it looks like they do some like prepping.
Yeah,
of the walls and shit like that.
Like,
and
they know they're coming.
So somehow something happens where Negan must get in, get Rick and Carl on their knees again.
Yeah, I don't.
There must be like a bunch of mini battles somehow.
Yeah, if you're preparing to fight, how are these two on their knees?
That's what I mean. There's like something going on.
It's strange.
Maybe like the Negan force gets in and starts to.
Well, it could be when the garbage bag people turn. If they're stuck in between.
Oh yeah,
you might not have much choice at that point.
I just want to see Aaron's sewer. Like, that's got to be a good escape
it's
route.
It's got to be something at some point, right? Or are they never going back to it?
Because that seems like ideal location for that shit.
It does. That's where I would put Judith.
That's what I mean. Time slips again. Time is slipping all over the place.
Yeah.
Maybe she was there since last episode because Jesus is with them, and maybe he brought her there then. I don't know.
Do you want to give the spoiler a grade?
Oh, I'm not doing that because that's dangerous.
I'm just saying, maybe then you can compare and contrast. Like,
If it's battling only the last 10 minutes of the show, then I'll be F.
yeah,
I need to see shit all
we
the
need
time.
to see shit happen. I don't want to see a half hour of Sasha being drugged to
Yeah.
Alexandria and having flashbacks.
I agree. And it seems like an odd choice. Like, it's not like she has control when she's a walker inside the coffin. Joe Schmo can open it up. She's going to attack, and they're going to take her down, right?
Yeah,
In my opinion.
yeah. It's strange.
It's not like they're trying to suggesting, in the spoilers at least, like she has some sort of control of herself.
Yeah.
But I've always said we haven't seen one of our heroes as a walker, a walking walker.
Yeah, in a long time.
So that might be interested.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that'll do it. That's almost 2 hours.
Oh, boy.
If you're still here, thank you guys for hanging out and thank you for being patient. We'll see you guys next week, next Tuesday, for the finale.
Yes.
And we'll go from there. Hopefully you didn't get bored with us. I'm RJ.
I'm the Rooster.
We'll see you guys next week.